my shorts.
Hello, everybody. Got the microphone tangled up again. Welcome.
Becoming a habit.
I know. How's it sounds? Does it sound alright today? Sounds a bit soft. Maybe we've got to turn the music down a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's better.
There you go.
Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. This is, of course, episode 47.
4 and 7. 47. Bingo call.
How is that? What's that?
That's stupid.
That is the worst.
That's terrible.
That is the worst one I've heard.
4
yet.
and 7. What?
4 and 7. 47. I couldn't think of anything else. What could they have done?
Going to heaven. 47.
There you go.
That's all the old people that play it.
Huh?
I saw old people
Well,
play
you're the
it,
one
so-
making the bingo jokes, so
Well, yeah.
you'd know. It is, of course, episode number 47, as we said. The podcast, you can join us every single Monday on the podcast. It goes out on all the major podcasting platforms, which includes Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element goes out on YouTube the very same day. But if you're a patron supporter, you can get your 2-day early access on the Saturday. You just got to head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under for your early access. You get all the good stuff for as little as $1 a month.
Cheap.
Oh my gosh.
Really cheap.
Really cheap, yeah. You can give me 100 if you want. Makes it a little less cheap, but
Yeah, but
you'd
you
be
know,
helping us out.
helps pay for this fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly right. You can find the videos are now on a new channel. Well, it's not new anymore. It's been around for a little while, but they're on a separate channel. If you're watching it, you're there already. Just hit the subscribe button. Watch the video for as long as you can, because we're going to get all those stats up. We're nearly there. Got to get the stats up.
Almost there.
Almost there. Once we get those stats up, we can start making a little bit of
Probably still
monetization.
another 1,000 hours or something.
I don't know. I haven't checked. Probably something like that. Of course, you can find me on the main YouTube channel, which is just Dave Lee Down Under. You can head over to Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. I'm on all of them. Still got to set you a Letterboxd.
All of them.
All of them. Links down the bottom of every podcast. Whether you're listening on the audio, you're watching the video, they're right there.
And how many am I on?
You're on 0. Well, I think you're on all of them, but you do nothing with any of them.
Oh, no. I think I've got accounts, but I don't.
I don't know. If you want to write into the show, you can tune in at daveleepod@gmail.com. More and more people emailing every week, which is great.
That's good. Finally getting to know what it is, where it is.
Exactly right, yeah. If you're listening on podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating. We haven't had
Only good ratings, though.
the good ones. We haven't had one for a while. No, we haven't had a good rating for a while. We just haven't
Haven't
had a
had
rating
any
in general.
ratings
Just
at
get
all.
on there.
Yeah, get on.
Spam it. Spam it this week. That's your task. Spam the ratings. Whether you just want to give it a star rating or you want to actually write something nice, we love it. We appreciate it. You're the best.
And if you write something nice, we might even read it out.
We might do.
If you write something bad, we might hunt you down.
I'll probably still read it out as well.
Probably. If you write
go.
something bad, just make sure it's a good rating.
Oh, yeah. 5 stars. This show is shit, but just do the courtesy of like 5 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nice. Of course, I'm joined once again by old mate Rick.
The old
He's here
boy.
every week.
Yep.
Joining the show. And,
Nothing better to do.
no,
Oh, it could be up the back there sleeping or something.
yeah, I guess. Well, we are still in lockdown,
Yeah, exactly right.
so there's not much.
And it's going to go on and on and on.
Well, we're supposed to be out by the 6th.
Dream on. Buttercup.
I keep getting
The
invited.
second, actually.
Oh, the 2nd, yeah.
Yeah, next Thursday.
I keep getting invited to things
This
like, oh,
Thursday.
we're going to do this on the 3rd or we're going to do this on the 6th. I'm thinking, there's no way that's happening.
Well, we're supposed to be
No
doing
way.
something tonight. We're supposed to be going out tonight.
Were we?
Yeah.
What was tonight?
It was a Fantasia or whatever it was.
Oh, was that tonight?
Yeah, that
oh,
was tonight.
No. Oh, I haven't told this story on the podcast. Jeez. Yeah.
There you
Yeah, we had that Fantasia performance by the MS at the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra at the Arts Centre that we're going to do it. Man, I'm destined to not see this.
Yeah, exactly right.
First time they brought it out was like 2011, maybe 2012, when they first did it here in Melbourne. It's essentially one of those things where they play the movie in a big concert hall on a big screen, and then I have an orchestra play the soundtrack.
Yep.
I've done one of them in the past. I saw Amadeus at the
in UK,
Royal Albert in
yeah.
London. Oh, gorgeous. It was amazing. But they do them here in Melbourne quite often. The Melbourne Symphony Orchestra does it. It's our biggest, most revered orchestra in the state, anyway.
Yeah.
One of the greatest in the country. And they did this back in 2011, 2012. This is, of course, Walt Disney's Fantasia.
Yep.
And they're gonna, they play the film, and then the orchestra plays the soundtrack, which is all just like classical music. And we missed it, or I missed it because we were overseas at the time.
Oh, that's right.
It was when we were over in America.
That's right, I remember that.
Oh, no, I'm going to miss Fantasia. This sucks. So now they've announced that they were going to do it again last year.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, they're doing it again. I can go and see it. So we bought tickets, and then, of course, fucking coronavirus happened, and sorry, we've postponed it. This is the new date. No, that sucks. And this is when we were thinking, coronavirus will be over in like a month, 3 weeks, a month. It'll be fine. We'll get rid of this thing. And then obviously it just kept going on and on. They were like, oh, yeah, shit, we have to postpone this again. So they postponed it
for 6 months.
They postponed it for like 6 months down the line. And then I can't remember if they postponed it again. I think they postponed it again, and we were like, no, just cancel it, because who fucking knows?
Yeah, that's
because
right.
they pushed it to this year,
Yeah.
early this year. That's right, because they pushed it from like mid last year to the end of last year, and then they pushed it into this year to like June, August, and we're like, fuck it, cancel the tickets, get the money back. Don't know what the world's going to be like then. And then everything started to look good. We came out of lockdown here in Melbourne. We were out of lockdown for a couple of months. Life had gone back to normal. And we're like, let's just buy the tickets again to this thing. It's going to be great. We can go comfortable enough to go. We're open. Life's back to normal. And then fucking bang, lockdown again. Like 3 weeks after, or like maybe a month after I bought the tickets. And did they postpone it again? Or no, they've just postponed it once more after that. So they postponed it last week when we went back down into lockdown. They're like, postponed. No date put to it yet.
The crazy thing was because we got the money back on the original tickets.
Yeah.
Then we rebought them, but they were almost like double the price.
Yeah.
Weren't they?
Yeah.
Had we kept the original ones?
Yeah. Oh no, because we bought tickets. Because when I first bought them, I think the tickets had been out for a while, and the only tickets I could get was closer to the stage. Yep. But they were the cheapy tickets. They were like B Reserve or something.
Right,
We're like, that'd be fine down there. And then when we went back to buy the second lot, all the cheapy ones had sold out. Right. So we were forced to buy ones up the top, like near the front, which were like $100, $150 or something, compared to like maybe $50-$60 paid for the other ones. Yeah, so we ended up paying like 3 times more. But better seats. But
which we probably would have bought originally anyway.
Oh, yeah, if they were available at the time. So we're just sitting waiting to see what the fuck's going to happen with this Fantasia, if it happens. Oh, man.
Well, it's probably going to happen like December, and you might be able to travel. You might be
overseas. That's what I mean. I'm destined to not see this thing, which just sucks. I want to see it. It's my favourite film. I love the soundtrack, the score, the music that's used. I just want to see it, and it'd just be amazing. I did get to see the symphony orchestra earlier in the year, though, when I did that. When Disney launched Disney Plus Star, I did that little event. Went to the little event.
Oh, that's
for them.
Right.
They dragged the symphony orchestra out for like 2 tracks. They come out, played a couple of songs, and then left. It was like, I can't remember. It was like a medley of film themes of like all the new movies that were being put onto the thing. They played the Family Guy theme song. God. So random. So at least I got to see them a little bit. But no, waiting for. I wonder if they would have bloody charged for that. Just come out a couple of tracks and then fuck off. It was a smaller version. There was only a few players. It wasn't the entire orchestra. It was like God. They probably charge per. Well, obviously would charge per person that's there.
Yeah. Well, they could have volunteered.
They could have.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I wouldn't have.
Yeah. But otherwise, we're in lockdown and not much is going on.
No. Well, cases aren't out of control totally at the moment.
Well, not here, not in Melbourne.
No, in New South. You said New South yesterday.
I didn't see it. Have you seen it today? Well,
Thursday.
Yeah. Well, it's Friday. Let's check. Have you seen
yesterday was 1,027 or something.
Yeah, and they had like a lower day the day before that.
Which is small in comparison to like UK and US and places like that. But
it's bad
for us, that's huge.
I don't think they've published today's
numbers,
no,
they probably haven't.
Which is pretty concerning when they haven't announced the numbers.
Well, it's usually about 11 o'clock, 11:30.
I see it by 8 a.m. on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always on Twitter. Well, actually, it's usually quite early. In the morning, they announce the numbers, and then they do the press conference, and they do it officially.
Well, I read an article earlier this morning, that was talking about the
11:01 a.m. yesterday. They announced it, so a few minutes we'll be able to tell you. Because we record on a Friday. This is a Friday we're recording. Yeah.
That they're talking about opening schools up there.
Yeah, mad.
Oh, fucking how stupid's that? She's talking about, don't worry about the amount of cases. We're getting vaccinated. Yeah, but people who have been vaccinated are still dying.
Mm.
The 3 guys that passed away, I think, on Wednesday, they were all vaccinated.
Yeah. Crazy.
Fucking hell.
It's mad, isn't
Just
it?
because you're vaccinated doesn't mean to say you're not going to get it.
Mm. Exactly right.
And if you've got underlying issues...
Well, that's what they had Dan Andrews, who's the premier of our state.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm a vaxxer. I get my second dose next week.
Yeah.
And I think it's your best way out of this thing.
I get my first in 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah, finally.
Finally opened it up to your age group.
I know. But we had Dan Andrews, our premier, the Premier of Victoria, come out yesterday, and they were like, some of the press that come to these things, they're stupid. They're lambasting him because he's they're absolutely lambasting him because we're not going to have the grand final here. And they're saying, why can't you just open up? Why can't you just open it up to people who are vaccinated? Everyone who's vaccinated can just go to this thing. He's like, you don't understand.
No, that's right.
Just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you can't get it and you can't pass it on.
That's right.
And he says you got to think about all the other people that you come into contact with on the way to the game, on the trains, at the train station,
in the grandstand, all
exactly
that sort of shit. Standing, getting
there's no way, and they're like, "Well, what can you have?" No, idiots. Anyway,
I just don't get it.
11 a.m. they did yesterday. They announced it. So 10 minutes we can tell you. Jeez,
hopefully,
scary.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so we're getting on. The postal system's fucked up again, of course.
Oh yeah,
as happens. I'm waiting on a parcel from the States. One of our followers, Derek, long time follower, great guy. He's been getting me the Disney Movie Club discs since they've sort of started doing them again.
Yeah.
And he got me the last batch of them that I sort of missed out on as well. And he's sent me a new bunch of stuff. I, of course, pay him for them. So I sent him the money, and he's sent the parcel, and it sat in Chicago airport for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then finally moved, and then it got to Abu Dhabi, which was the stop off. It got to Sydney, and then it left Sydney, and it was like on the way to the destination. And like a week later, I'm thinking, it's taking a while to get here. And then the next update I get is back in Chicago. Back at the airport, like the what do they call it, transfer department on the way to destination. What the hell? So in touch with Ozpost. I'm like, what's going on? Because he'd obviously shipped it through USPS, and then Ozpost picks it up on this end. The last tracking update I had on Ozpost was when it left Chicago, so it didn't have any of this middle stuff. I said, well, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, we see that it hasn't actually come into the country. They have predictive tracking where they predict when it should be there, and then it logs it. And then it probably has never even come into Australia because it's never even logged with customs. And I've looked it up online. Apparently it's this bullshit excuse that they've given to a lot of people where the parcel might arrive the next day, or, it's just almost like a thing that they say to just be like, oh, just it's their problem, make it their problem. So Derek went to USPS and was like, what's going on? They're like, we don't know. Like, we can't tell you why it's come back, and we can't tell you whether it's going to go back to Australia or whether it's going to be redelivered to you. And apparently they said to him, well, if you wanted more assistance on this, you could have got a higher shipping rate. Or, you should have got the better shipping option. Fuck them.
God.
Dickheads.
But it had tracking shit on it
Yeah.
anyway. So what else do you need?
Exactly right.
What's a better option? Paying 3 times the amount for Express or something?
Yeah, so stupid.
What a joke.
Anyway, so we'll see what
What a
happens with
joke.
that one. Might rock up tomorrow. Or it might fucking go back around the world again and land back here.
It's not unusual for shit to land in
No.
Melbourne and then finish up in Brisbane and then go to Adelaide and then Sydney and then back to Melbourne, then back to Sydney, then back to Melbourne and get delivered.
Well, I was speaking to someone because one of the discs that I got Derek to get for me, I've got for someone else. And I said to him, shit, I'm like, the parcel's wound up back in USA. I don't know what's going on. And he said, he'd ordered something from America one time that went back and forth 3 times before he actually got it. He'd ordered a bunch of steel books or something. They just kept going back and forth. Then he finally had the 3rd or 4th. Yeah. Nuts. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We've had stuff go from here to come into Melbourne and then go up to Brisbane or Sydney. Or they come into Sydney, come to Melbourne, gone back to Sydney, and then over Adelaide, and then back to Melbourne.
Yeah. Nuts.
And apparently, it's because they haven't got the staff to sort it all. So they send it to just bundle it all up and throw it up to Sydney and get them to sort it. And they haven't got time, so they send it to Adelaide and get them to sort it.
Yeah, nuts.
But I think they announced early in the week they were looking to employ something like another, I think it was 5,000 staff or something because there's so many parcels and stuff that unsorted they've got to sort out.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Get your act together.
Now, you do so much, I suppose, but it's nuts. It's nuts at the moment.
I mean, most stuff's been bought online and stuff now, so you can imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
You can imagine the amount of
so much
parcels
stuff
and stuff going through now. It's just insane. Insane.
Yeah. Anyhow, time for our first jingle of the day.
What a picture. Good picture. Yeah. It's so much fun.
It's what we've been watching this week. Catalogue titles this week. I got through a couple more from the imprint range. I've been working my way through all these ones that have been sent in. Again, just a bunch of random horror movies. Not great, whatever. But I watched one yesterday called Haunted. This is one from 1995, maybe mid-90s. And it's I can't remember the name of the guy that's in it, and it has, and I've even forgotten the name of the girl who's in it too, who's very well known. Let me just pull it up again. It's a good movie though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought. This is one that's, when you type it in on IMDb, can you imagine how many movies are called Haunted?
Yeah.
Here it is right there. Geez, so many of them. Of course, Kate Beckinsale. This is her first movie, I think. She was 21 or something in it. Very young. It was fantastic. The synopsis: a skeptical professor visits a remote British estate to debunk allegations of psychic phenomena, but soon finds himself haunted by a ghost from his own past. Ooh. It's quite good. I liked it. I'd never heard of it, but it's one that they brought out under the imprint range. The great thing about these imprint discs is that they introduce you to some stuff you may have never heard of, or additionally bring out a bunch of stuff that I've been waiting for ages. As good as it gets, they're finally releasing next
really?
month. Yeah, can't wait. But yeah, this was quite good. The guy in it was Aidan Quinn, who I feel like I recognised, but
Aidan Quinn.
I couldn't tell you what else he was in.
He's done a lot of TV and stuff as well.
Practical Magic, which I never watched. Legends of the Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of television stuff. Yeah, I know his face. Oh, I know him as an older guy as well. But anyway, yeah, it was quite good. Not really a horror movie, more like a bit of a thriller. Yep. Very predictable. I predicted the twists pretty much at the start of it, but it was enjoyable.
That's why they couldn't attract an A grader.
Probably, yeah. It's pretty run of the mill, but I enjoyed it. I thought it's very dated. It's one of those really the special effects are really very primitive, and
even Legends of the Fall that he was in. That you look at that now and it's pretty dated.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever watched it, to be honest.
Yeah, no. If you have a look at it, you'll see what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it looks like it was something made in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what
early
it was
90s.
made, but
Legends of the Fall would have been mid-90s as well. Surely, let's have a look. Legends, what's that coming up? 94. So it was just before that one, actually. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I had fun with that one. And then, we watched last weekend The Gauntlet.
God, what a good film.
Clint Eastwood, so good.
Yeah, it's a great film. I don't think I've ever really watched it.
I hadn't, no.
I think I'd seen parts of it, but I don't think I'd ever sat and really watched the whole thing.
Mm.
But yeah, really, really good film. Oh, really enjoyed that.
Really good. Love my Clint Eastwood.
Because I was never really an Eastwood fan when I was younger.
Oh, right.
A lot of his stuff I just thought was and it was just all the same, and it was just. But no, it's fucking awesome.
So good. These movies are amazing. I've watched most of them. I've seen all the big ones. Last year I went through like a huge binge where I watched like all the Dirty Harry ones for the first time. I've been watching, because we bought all of them on DVD, remember, years ago, heaps of Clint Eastwood. And when I was a kid, I watched heaps of them. Yeah. And then they started bringing them out on Blu-ray and bought more of them.
Didn't it like a box set thing?
Well, we didn't. They released a massive box set, but we didn't buy the box set. Remember when Easy DVD closed down? Okay, and they gave away like a bunch of. They gave away a bunch of merch and all the old like original. They weren't steelbooks. They were metal packs. Yeah, just like a little metal case. You'd like lift the lid off and put the disc in and put the lid back on. So it wasn't connected. But yeah, they had like there was this massive Clint Eastwood box, like a faux leather bound box on a plastic thing. Really expensive box set for the time. And we bought most of the discs that were in the box. Right. So I don't know whether we paid for the box or whether it was just gave away for free, but we wound up with the box. And if we paid for it, it would have been like $5 or a couple of bucks or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been much.
They had a big tub, like at the front, posters, all the merchandise, like exclusive merch that would have gone out with discs that just never moved, and they would just put it all in the tub and you go and pick away. So we wound up with this massive Clint Eastwood box. And then sort of made like a faux box set.
Yeah, that's right.
So we had all the older movies. I had a lot of his movies, and I watched a lot of them as I guess growing up. But he's done so many films that over the years I've still been just going back every few years and just watching a few more that I haven't watched. Last year I watched like maybe 6 or 7 of his movies. I was like, that's enough. I've still got like 6 or 7 out there that I haven't watched yet. And I was like, last year I was going to get through them. I was like, no, I'll leave them off. So I think now I'm back. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm going to finish them now. The Gauntlet, I don't know why I never watched this one. It's awesome. So good.
It's one of his real good ones.
One of his best. Yeah. So I've still got to watch Kelly's Heroes I've never watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never watched it in full. I've seen it on Tally. And that is another war one that he did. Eagle
is Land.
Eagle is Land, is that the Clint Eastwood one? I think so.
I'm not sure.
Eagle.
It's funny we're talking about Eastwood because I stumbled across. I was flicking through the Foxtel and
Eagle has Landed as Michael Caine.
And stumbled across what was it called, Rawhide, and he was in Rawhide, and I forgot all about that. And he must have only been, he'd only been early 20s probably in that, early to mid 20s.
Oh,
maybe.
What's that text message? Oh, I thought it was it's a UAP. I thought it was USPS. No, it's UAP. God. The what is it? The United Australia Party.
Oh God!
You can never trust the Liberals, Labor, or Greens again. Authorised by Craig Kelly. That's literally it. That is it. You can never trust the Liberals, Labor, or Greens again. Authorised by Craig Kelly, United Australia Party. Click on this link. Fuck off.
Nah, I don't think so.
Fuck off.
Don't click on the link.
Deleted. Gone. Anyway, so yeah, I can't remember what the other one is, but there's a couple of like of the war movies that he did that I haven't watched yet. And then I've got like a box of his like earlier drama films like Breezy, Play Misty for Me, The Beguiled. I haven't watched yet, so I'm excited to...
You haven't seen Play Misty for Me?
No.
It's a good film.
Yeah, it looks good. So anyway, we'll work through them at some point. That was about it as far as catalogues this week that are worth note. But we did watch a few, newish movies.
New to us.
Yeah, well, actually, Voyages is a new release on Blu-ray, which we watched. Mm-hmm. Do you remember any of it?
Remind me.
It's the one on the spaceship, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Not great.
Yeah, it's all right.
That was okay. It's one of those movies that
didn't have
like
to think.
Well, it's one of those movies that thinks it has more to say than it actually does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and it's literally just Lord of the Flies in space.
Yeah.
Bunch of these. They're traveling to another planet. They're going to colonize another planet, but it's going to take 3 generations to get there. So they've got all these young people on board, and then when they come to the age where they can procreate, they will procreate and create the next generation of people, and then etc. until you get to the planet, and they discover that they are being, not spoilers, this is like at the beginning of the movie, they discover that they're actually being drugged so that they have like no libido essentially, and they have no interest to play around outside of when they're supposed to be procreating for this company. And then they discover this and they decide to stop taking the drugs, and of course they will go fucking crazy and they will have at each other. Yeah. And so it's just like Lord of the Flies, exactly what it is. Yeah. But this movie's like tries to paint it in like it's so new and original and has something really important to say. It's just fucking Lord of the Flies. Exactly right. On a spaceship. It was okay though. It wasn't nothing great, but it was okay. Like an easy Friday night movie. Yep. We watched Relic. Do you remember this one? Yeah. Sort of? Yeah, sort of. About the Alzheimer's.
Was it the daughter went in that room and she couldn't get out of the room, and the mum finished up in the room, and they had to kick their way through the walls and all that.
Don't spoil it. It's the end of the movie.
Yeah, well, you know. It's an old movie. People should
watch it. It's not old. Is it?
Oh, there you go.
It's brand new.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Not that much of a spoiler, really. Nah, exactly. It's probably in the trailers. That's what I'd imagine.
Exactly. It's all pretty predictable.
They discover that, it was very. They discover, it's an Australian film, actually, which I didn't realise before we put it on. It's got Emily Mortimer in it.
She does a good Aussie accent, too.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It's a really good accent.
Yeah, she's, of course, British actress, Emily Mortimer. She's terrific. And she goes to her mother's house. Her mother kind of lives in like a rural area, and her mother's disappeared. They don't know where the hell she's wound up, and then she just randomly reappears one day and has no idea where she's been. It turns out she's got like Alzheimer's, or she's memory issues or something. And the movie is sort of like an exploration of that sort of a mental illness, but built as a horror film. Yeah. So it's kind of puts you into that mind frame, and then painting it. Hard to explain, but it's very good. I enjoyed it. The ending was very strange. We won't go there. We won't spoil that.
Just a bit bizarre.
Very weird ending. Very, very weird. But it was good. A good film. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I was thinking, what's going on here? Very twist. Got on Letterboxd. Everyone's like, well, like the movie, but that ending was a little bit weird. Yeah,
just a bit.
Takes a bit. Yeah. But yeah, very good movie. I enjoyed it. Who was the girl in it? The Australian
Bella Heathcote.
Oh yeah, she was great.
She was really good.
And the older lady was
Robin Nevin. Yeah, she's great. She's been in heaps of stuff for years. She's like one of the older Aussie actresses that used to be in everything. Yeah, like, Jack Thompson and all those others.
So enjoyed that. Umbrella has just released that on Blu-ray. I believe that went straight to Stan here. Actually, I found out after we'd watched it. Oh, it's really? Like a direct-to-Stan film, or they picked up distribution for it. But yeah, enjoyed it. It was very good. We watched, I don't know what your thoughts on this one were, Lady Macbeth. It's another Florence Pugh film.
Oh, yeah, it was a bit... It was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
It's odd. It's one of those ones where you don't quite know how you feel about it, but you kind of... I felt like I really liked it, but I also feel like I'm not too sure what my thoughts on it were. Florence Pugh is incredible.
Oh, she's great.
She's so good.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything she's done that I don't like.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I picked this one up, because while we obviously saw her in Black Widow, well, we'd seen, I think the first thing we really, first thing we saw her in was that Fighting with My Family. She was a young girl in that.
That's right. Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. She was amazing in that. And then Little Women we watched. I thought she was great. And then, of course, Black Widow. And then Midsommar was one that we put off for ages.
That's right.
Which you didn't really like. I loved it. I think she was incredible. She was incredible in that. And I'm thinking, I'm really coming to like her work. And I'd heard about this one, Lady Macbeth. People were sort of praising it. And I found it on Amazon, the global store on Amazon, an import from the UK for like $12. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to buy it. And it's a weird movie. It's hard to even explain. What's the, are you still on the IMDb page there?
Yeah.
What's the kind of description for it?
Where are we?
Because I don't even know how you would. It's really tough to explain.
Here we go.
There you go.
19th century rural England. In 19th century rural England, a young bride who has been sold into marriage discovers an unstoppable desire within herself as she enters into an affair with a worker on her estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit... That was all right. Look, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
What ratings?
I reckon it's got like a 6 something, 6, 7, 6, 8.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just like a decent or like level of. Oh, that's not the right one.
All right.
Yeah, just on the low edge. But yeah, she's amazing. Like she's the best part of it, obviously. And her performance is just like captivating. Everything she does.
One thing I actually liked about it was the sets.
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously it was shot in an old estate, and they didn't renovate the estate.
Yeah.
So you imagine that people, well-to-do people of this sort of era, everything would have been immaculate.
Yeah.
But this wasn't.
Yeah.
It was almost like they found an estate that had been kept kept in good condition, but they didn't deliberately go out of the way to renovate everything and repaint and do all that sort of stuff. So it gave you a real realistic sort of feel about how they would have been living at the time.
Yeah. No, I like
That's what I liked about it.
It's good. It was very good. And then I ended up watching like the special features on it. There's like an interview with the director and Florence Pugh, which was really interesting. And then I ended up watching like a 20 or 30 minute like round table discussion they did at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Obviously, the screening there. Yeah. It was like the after screening Q&A, which is just fascinating. I just thought it was just fascinating the way they pulled the movie together and just hear the inspirations on it. The director, the writer, Florence Pugh. Again, it was just not a movie that I'd say is the greatest, but I thought it was just really fascinating listening to them talk about the film. I don't know, I was captivated. But anyway, check it out. It's decent. If you're a fan of Florence Pugh, her work, great, check it out. And then we also watched Wrath of Man.
Jason Statham. He's always fun. He's always good fun.
Which I think you slept through a lot of.
Not a lot, a little bit.
Quite a bit of it.
Well, you didn't have to stay awake for the whole thing.
Well, it's sort of told out of order, isn't it?
A little bit. Sort of.
Let's see, I don't know. No, definitely. This is what I mean. Like completely out of order. It's like split up into 4. I don't even know if you got that. That was split into 4 sections.
I'll have to go back.
It told the story in 4 different
timelines.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick that up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You were asleep through most of it.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it starts off where Jason Statham joins his character, or his name is H, or whatever they called him.
H, yeah.
He joins this like armoured bank,
Yep.
the company that transfers the money between the banks and the armoured trucks. And you sort of don't know.
Oh no! Yeah, I do get that. And they went back and they showed.
Well, you don't quite know why he's there.
Yeah, that's right.
And
then I do remember.
The second part, he went back and sort of explained who he was in his past, and then the next section explains
why he was.
Why? No, it kind of takes it from the because there's like a big bank heist in the middle of the movie and whatever, and then it kind of explains. The bit goes back to the beginning with the villains. And then explains how they got to this point, and then the last part is sort of like the back end of the movie. It's completely told out of order.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was okay. Guy Ritchie movie. Didn't really feel like a Guy Ritchie movie, other than the excessive violence. But I liked it. Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was pretty good. Good action and explosive and, yeah.
And of course, young Eastwood, wasn't it?
Scott Eastwood, yeah. The day after we'd watched The Gauntlet. And I was like, Jesus, some shots were like, shit, it looks so much like young Clint Eastwood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Remember watching the Gauntlet and going, geez, he looks like Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. But that's about it for the movies we watched last week. We've been watching some telly. We finished off Clarkson's Farm.
God, that's good.
Which is the, obviously, Amazon.
He's such an idiot.
Oh, I know. Amazon Prime show. Jeremy Clarkson bought a massive farm, and it's him just trying to run a farm for a year.
Yeah.
And
he can barely run his life, let alone a farm.
All the disastrous shit that happens on his... such a good show, though. What, like eight episodes?
Yeah, I think it
something like
eight.
that.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
they're
eight.
going to do a second. I think they're
Well,
doing
they
a
have.
second
Yeah,
season. Yeah,
he's signed for a second
there you go.
season. But at the
So
end,
that'll
of
be
the,
awesome.
end of the first one, he doesn't know whether he's going to keep the farm or.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't know, why bother? Because obviously they were filming it during the pandemic, so it touched on how the pandemic affected everything,
And they had one of during it. They had one of the wettest spells that in their history, and then one of the driest spells and
Crazy.
hottest. And it was.
That's very good though, and just the cast of, I guess you'd call them characters that leave and work on the farm.
Caleb, yeah, what a ripper!
Yeah, so good.
And his old man.
Oh yeah, Gerald. If you watched it, you get it.
Yeah, exactly right. You understand, you know.
Yeah, good show though. Check it out. Like if you're a fan of the Top Gear stuff, Grand Tour, whatever.
You still got to do that new one.
Yeah, the new special, the Lockdown special. Got to watch that.
I'll have to do that this week.
Yeah, before the Prime expires.
Yeah, I was going to say, when's that expire?
Can't be long. It's got to be another week or two, I think. We watched the newest episode of Ted Lasso as well.
Oh, what a great show!
So good, isn't it? It's the best show on
What
telly.
a great show! I just hope that goes on forever. That.
Yeah, I know.
it'd be good if it was more than 8 or 10 episodes a season.
Yeah, I know. But is that why it's so good?
Probably.
Is that why all these shows are so good now? It's just
maybe
simple.
Oh, well, they put all the money
storytelling.
into production values too.
Yeah.
Well, they have the same budget as they did for a 24, 23 episode season.
Well, even more these days.
Yeah,
Some of these shows are huge budgets.
Yeah.
But if you put the budget of a 24 episode season into a 10 episode, each episode's gonna be better.
Much better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's so good. So it is the best show on TV at the moment, like hands down.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah, wouldn't be
It
far
is
from it.
funny. The drama is great.
Yeah.
Everyone in the cast is incredible. And I just love it. And every day on Twitter, or at least every week, I'm seeing new people discovering it. Like, how have I not discovered this earlier? I'm like, I've been telling everyone for so long. And even we were late to it. We were maybe like, I think we'd started watching it just after the first season finished, maybe. So we were a little bit late. And I've been hearing everyone talking about, Ted Lasso's so good. And I'm thinking, we'll get to it. Man, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a great show.
But I haven't heard anyone say a bad thing about this program. It is amazing.
Nah, exactly right.
It's amazing.
What's his name? Roy Kent.
Oh, yeah.
He's my favourite character.
Yeah, he's great.
I look at him and I think, oh, shit, that's me.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. Brett Goldstein, is that his name?
Yeah.
He was in Derek.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was the boyfriend. Is he the boyfriend of someone who was working at the nursing home? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's in Derek.
Didn't realise that.
Yeah. There you go. Great show. Love it.
But I see a lot of myself in him.
Oh, yeah.
The way I used to deal with people at work.
Fair enough, yeah.
You understand, you know?
Yeah. Been there. Otherwise, we watched, we didn't watch it, but it went on Disney Plus this week, the newest episode of Marvel's What If, which this was the one where the plan to assemble the Avengers kind of didn't go the way that they hoped. And all the Avengers start getting knocked off.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you watched it 4 or 5 weeks ago. Nick Fury was there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That one's finally aired this week, yeah.
That's this week's one, is it?
Oh, yeah, just aired.
So we've caught up.
We've caught up now. So now we'll be able to watch week by week.
New ones, right.
Yeah. I'm not covering any more of them. I'm not doing any more because no one's watching the videos or reviews.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it. I thought they might actually put... My Marvel stuff doesn't really do very well. Obviously, there's other people doing Marvel stuff and people obviously just drift to what they know.
Yeah, that's right.
But I thought it might do okay for me because the cartoon. No interest.
Nothing.
So I'm just I won't be doing any more of them. Sorry, we'll talk about it on the podcast
Well,
every week.
it's even not worth it because, by the time you get to watch it and review it, it's already
Oh,
been
yeah,
on,
exactly
so
right.
it's not
yeah.
worth.
That's the thing. And there's so many people doing now. It's just like saturating the marketplace now. You gotta keep in my lane and do my thing that works. And that's how it works on the old YouTubes. Yep. Other than that, though, we've got a
The
bong rip.
update.
Yeah, bong update this week. It's the Mad Men update. We talked over the glass clink again. We always do it. Ready? There you go. There is Mad Men update this week. Fucking hell, man!
Smashing them out.
What did you 5 this week?
Did we?
Yeah, I think we did 5.
Oh. Did we do? When did we do? Did we do one on Sunday?
Well, we did one last Friday after we'd recorded the podcast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and then we did one on Monday. We did 2
on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then we did one last night.
Yeah.
So 5.
Fucking love it.
So good.
Loving it.
It's really good.
One thing, the thing we noticed straight away was the difference between season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like, not the production values or anything like that. They're all pretty much the same, but it's all the clothing.
Yeah, everything sort of shifted, didn't it?
Yeah. So things like, the ties on the guys and the lapels on their suits, and you can tell that the suits are better cut suits, better looking suits, and then you discover at the end of the credits they were all Brooks Brothers.
Yeah.
It's no wonder.
Well, I don't know if they did the first. They might have done a first season too.
I don't know.
But I think the shift is, but now we're in the 60s. This is set 2 years after the first season.
Well, the first one was 1960, wasn't it? And this one's 62.
No, it was like 50.
It was 1960.
Yeah. I was thinking it was 59, 60, wasn't it? I'm sure. And
I
then
thought
this
it was
one,
60. This one's 62.
Let me have a look.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I'm sure it starts in the 50s.
Yeah.
Madman.
No, I thought it was between 60 and 70. The whole run of it. But yeah, so this one's set.
The first season's like early 1960 to, well, it's the year, yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So it's 2 years later.
Yeah.
There's, 1 or 2 new characters, really? No, there's really only...
Not really.
There's only one character, I think, that changed, was new.
Who?
Oh, no, he came into it late in the first season.
Oh, the guy that owns the...
No, the...
Cooper. His name is?
No, not Cooper. Oh, God, who was it? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a new character.
No.
Don't worry, it'll take you ages to find it. So it's good. It's good. We're enjoying it, unlike Deadwood. So there's more vibrant, more happy these Mad Men updates than the Deadwood ones. Jeez, that was the worst program I ever watched.
Did you hear from... what was his name?
James. Yeah, he got the discs.
Has he watched any of it?
I don't think so.
James.
Get on, man.
Get on and have a look and let us know. Season 1 you might like.
He's in lockdown.
We didn't mind it.
He's in lockdown.
Well, he can be watching the whole thing then.
Fucking get to it.
Smash it out.
Don't
good luck. Think so.
Good luck. But this is good. We're enjoying the Mad Men so far. So
yeah, it is good.
It
is good. And what's her name? The
Peggy.
Peggy. Which one's Peggy? Peggy's no.
She was
Peggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the assistant.
Yeah.
Or the. Yeah, what do you call them? Like a
secretary.
Secretary.
Yeah,
that's it.
It was,
but now she's a copywriter.
Now she's then she became she was just a junior copywriter.
Well,
now
at the end
she's a copywriter.
End of season 1, she was a junior, and then obviously between the 2-year gap, she's now more prominent. Yeah, we noticed at the end of we actually mentioned on the podcast that they started putting prosthetics on her.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're thinking, where's this going? I thought because there was this storyline where they were trying to advertise this thing that's supposed to help you lose weight, and I thought they were going to make her look bigger and then slowly take the weight off. But turned out she was actually pregnant, and then had a baby.
Had the baby, and then 2 years later she's thin again.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good.
That would have been a good. That would have been a good storyline though. Like put the weight on and then take it off with that because that was really a sex device, really. Well, when you think about it.
Anyway, we won't dive into the program beat by beat because it's old and no one cares really.
Exactly right.
Well, actually, one thing because we mentioned a few weeks ago, or maybe last week, we're talking about how it really shows how different the time was, how differently people acted, and so you actually notice them in this where they're slowly starting to introduce how things are starting to change. There was even one line. What's his name? Sterling.
Yeah.
Who says at one point where they're trying to do something and they're like, we can't get away with this. He's like, man, I miss the 50s.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so obviously there's all these things they're going to start introducing into it
and
show how it. So I'm
how it slowly becomes
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. That is this week's Clink Mad Men Update. Very good. Having fun with it. We've got nothing to review this week. I had a few things that they wanted me to review. I did not have the time. This new one come on Disney Plus Star, I think tonight. So by the time you're listening to this, I think it's on there. Maybe it's next week. I think it's on there now. It's called Vacation Friends with John Cena, Lil Rel Howery. Looks all right. It's like a comedy movie they've dumped on Disney Plus.
Oh, John Cena. It's going to be some like
yeah. I remember that movie he did called Blockers, which was actually really good. Apparently, it's similar to that.
That was the one with they were parents and they were
Yeah.
I think I watched that with your mother. I think
so. I watched it with Alicia. Yeah. Apparently, it's similar to that, but not as good. But anyway, we haven't watched it yet. Didn't get to it. Just didn't have the time. They also sent me the entire series of Only Murders in the Building, which is the new Steve Martin short series that's going to Disney Plus. Looks great. Selena Gomez is in it too. It looks amazing. And they sent me the whole series like 2-3 days before it's going to air. So I'm not even gonna bother with that because it's just too late.
Gotta watch it. But
we'll watch it, but I'm not gonna review it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or we'll talk about it on the podcast. Yeah. I don't know if they dump all of it at once or it's like a week by week thing. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But I'm so keen to see it.
So have you got that now? Or?
Well, they said it's in my streaming account, but I'd rather, at this point, if I'm not going to review it, I'd rather just watch it on Disney Plus without the big watermark over it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just watch it properly.
Because that one through Disney, is it?
Yeah.
What's their watermark? I can't remember their watermark.
Their watermark's all right, but it's still just my email address right under the screen. And the quality's obviously not as good from the main streaming service. So I'm going to just watch it properly.
Fair enough. If
I'm not going to be covering it properly. And we'll talk about it in the pod. But that's it. So no reviews this week. I'll have one coming out this week, though. Amazon sent me the new Cinderella. Yeah, I don't know about it. It's got Camila Cabello. You probably wouldn't know. She's a
another name
pop star. She sung. What was the song that she sung? You would know the song because they played it over and over and over again. Oh shit! What was the song? And I've just blocked it out. I've blocked it out because it was just one of those. Havana.
Don't know if I know.
You know it. It's fucking. Probably. They played it to death, and when we were overseas, it was on fucking constantly. She's good though. I like her, but I don't know what this movie's going to be like. It's like a musical version of Cinderella. So
I'm done.
It's obviously not the Disney one, no. So I'm trying to find time to watch it.
You said musical, I'm out.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm not telling you to watch it. I'll find time to watch it myself. That's why I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of musicals, but it looks it's got Idina Menzel in there as well. Of course, Frozen.
Idina Menzel, it's... Is it
Adele Dazeem? Yeah. John Travolta introduced her at the Oscars. Adele Dazeem. Yeah, so she's in it, but obviously she's very Broadway, theatrical, Frozen. She was in Wicked on the stage. They did the stage play of Wicked.
Yep.
So I don't really know how I'm going to like it. Probably not, but Amazon gave it to me. I don't do a lot for Amazon. I feel like I probably should. I feel like it might be something that my audience might be interested in, so I don't know. We'll cover it. We'll see how we go.
Give it some thought.
Yes, so we might have a review for that this week, and we might talk about it on the pod next week. We'll see. Other than that, look, just briefly touch on the partners of the podcast, Random Space Media, of course. All the great shit that they're putting out at the moment. They're going to send me some new stuff.
They're smashing it, aren't they?
Oh, so many great things, man. They're going to send me some great stuff soon. I can't talk about it, but I'm going to have it soon, and we'll talk about it then. So check them out, randomspacemedia.com. You're helping them get their name out there.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Because I noticed they have all these great things coming out. Releasing stuff that the studios don't want to put out there. And they're like, we'll do it. Everyone go, look what they're putting out. They put this out. And I got in touch with them. I'm like, what's going on? No one knows who you are. No one knows about your releases. What can we do? And since then, fucking... going gangbusters. So that's awesome. Not that I'm trying to take the credit, but I'm trying to help them get their name out there.
You've given them some suggestions too, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. And they've been like, we'll take it into account. And then awesome. A couple of things I've been like, yeah, we're already on that. I'm like, all right, good job. Kicks.com.au, of course. I think it's the last week to use the code Dave15 to get 15% off your order. So head over there, get some shit from them. Of course, we did this to celebrate the release of the Indiana Jones full movie collection on 4K Ultra High Definition Blu-ray, which has been out for a couple of months now. You don't have to just buy that. You can buy anything. Store-wide, sale product, pre-orders, Dave 15% off at checkout. There you go.
Awesome.
Good shit. Hey, let's do this week's edition of
Shite.
Or.
All right.
I remembered this week to say the or. How good's that?
You did too.
I did.
I was wondering whether you going to.
Yeah, I remember that. So that's this week's. We're going to do Shite or Alright this week. Of course, this is the game where we pull up random titles on IMDb, and we will read the synopsis to each other. We're going to do 3 each. We read the synopsis, and the other person has to decide whether they think the movie is
Shite.
or
All right.
purely based on the synopsis. Don't get any info on who's in it, who's made it. You can have an assist in one round, which is usually like you just read like the top 3 stars that were in the film. It might give you a little nudge in the right direction. So now we used to do this where we'd spend like half an hour here trying to find just random things by typing in a random what do you call it? Catalog number. Fucking every week. Because the IMDb titles have a 7-digit catalog number. We just type in like a random catalog and just pull up some random shit. But people have now been sending them in, and we have so many people sending them in that we're just plain and simply reading them from the people.
Yep.
So if you have any to send in, every week there's at least 1 or 2 new people who are sending in stuff too, which is great. We just keep adding it to this catalogue on the page. So if you have anything, a movie that you think was absolute
Shite.
or a movie you thought was absolutely
All right.
but you think might trip us up when we read it out to each other, just send it on in. I don't care how many you send, just send heaps. And we'll just add them to the list and we'll get through them all.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it.
Well, not if we get through them all, but
Well, eventually we'll get through most of them. Most of them. Some people have sent in enough to fill in 2 pages on a Word document. And I think they got the hint now not to send any more in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. But yeah, so we have had more coming this week. We have had one, or a couple came in from Michael Usatov, who sent it in via email. Hi, my name's Michael, and I'm a big fan of the pod. I'm a first-time shiter or writer, so here are my 2 entries. So we're going to read one of Michael's today. Thank you so much for sending that in, Michael. Very much appreciated. We got a couple of others in this week from the usual suspects as well. So,
yeah.
Very good. But if you've got any, send them into daveleepod@gmail.com and we will add them to the list and we'll go for it. So this week, now, I was going to say Jeff. Monkey Boy, our worker monkey, who is the official scorekeeper of the podcast.
Sitting on top of the little, what do they call those things?
Little monkey bike. So his little monkey bike.
Oh, it was the monkey bike. I thought he might have been on the
the little music box. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes he's there. But when he's hard at work,
he's on
got him the worker bike.
Okay.
He powers the podcast.
Oh, there you go.
So he's just powering away over in the States, just keeping our power going.
Good on you, monkey boy.
Thanks, Jeff. But Jeff messaged me on Instagram last night. He says, "Hold up, I'm late on the Shite or Alright. I forgot. I know." And then he goes, "I know it's 11 there. I'll have it done soon. I'm so sorry." And then he messaged me again. "Oh, never mind. I got my days mixed up." I said, "That's all good." And then this morning he hadn't sent it. I'm thinking, what are you doing, Jeff?
No update. No update from Jeff.
Fucking...
Come on, monkey boy.
You know you're supposed to be doing the work. God. And he's acknowledged that he's supposed to be doing the work, and then he didn't do it.
Slacker.
I know, but he's just emailed us about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, awesome.
It's just come through. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. He goes, "Here's the score this week, David."
He probably had a broken pedal on his bike.
Yeah, he had to fix it.
Yeah.
Here's the score. Here's the score this week, Dave and Rick. "I see you know some American slang. That's dope, bro. Super fire. I ain't know y'all knew that over there in the down under."
We get a lot of American TV.
Every media that we consume is American or British.
There's not a lot of American slang you can say we don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, he says, "I hope you and yours are safe from the dingoes and roos." We're all right. We got some roos down the road, maybe 10 minutes down the road, not a word of a lie.
Yeah.
There's some foxes around, but there's
Foxes,
probably not really any dingoes around.
Well, there's a woman that keeps a couple.
Oh, yeah, it's that woman that
keeps a
owns...
couple up the back there.
Yeah. She goes. This is not like
not a word of a lie.
This is not Australians having a joke with the overseas crew.
No,
like
this is
Drop Bear
serious.
telling everyone about the drop bears. No, this is legit.
Be careful of drop bears.
Yeah, there's a woman in the area who owns dingoes.
Yeah.
and takes them for walks. You go to the cafe, you see her sitting out years, like 20, 30 years she's been around with her dingoes.
Dingoes.
Great.
Obviously not the same ones, but
No.
she keeps getting them.
Yeah, crazy.
Because I think you've got to have it. You
have to have a permit to have
them,
dingoes.
don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Jeff continues, but seriously, stay safe out there and you'll be back to listening to Akadaka at Macca's in no time. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oh, knock it off, he says. Take care, mate. Good on you, Jeff.
Good on you, mate.
He's trying his best.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you got it right. Macca's and stuff, yeah.
And Akadaka.
Akadaka.
Good job, Jeff. Done his research.
I'll have to pull out some real slang and see
Yeah,
if he understands it.
So he has sent us in the score sheet. Now, I've guessed first 9 times. You've guessed first 8. So you're first up today.
Okay.
And the current score is 24-21 in my favour.
You gained one on me last week.
I did, yeah.
Bastard.
But you're only 3 behind. You could, maybe I could get 3 wrong and you get 3 right, and we're even this week.
Doubtful.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, none of us got any right.
Yeah, it's true. And then another week I caught up a couple, didn't I?
There you go. So this is the unpredictable nature of Shite or All Right. So I'm going to read you one. This one has come in from Michael Usatov. This is the first one from Michael. So thanks, Michael, for sending it in. I do appreciate it. Okay. In the not-too-distant future, as a final response to terrorism and crime, the US government plans to broadcast a signal making it impossible for anyone to knowingly commit unlawful acts. Do you want it again?
It's familiar.
Do you want that again?
Yeah, go again.
In the not-too-distant future, as a final response to terrorism and crime, the US government plans to broadcast a signal making it impossible for anyone to knowingly commit unlawful acts.
Sounds like it'll have some sort of following, but I reckon it's going to be shite.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You want to log that in?
I'll
You wanna
log
it
in a shite on that.
It is... Well...
Shite. Shite. Shite.
Yeah. It's called The Last Days of American Crime. It appears to be a Netflix film. It's got Edgar Ramirez in there, who we've actually seen in quite a bit recently. He was in the Undoing. He was the cop in The Undoing. And he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Cruise. He was the bad guy, the villain, who turned into like the...
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's in it. And it's also got, if I can get back to the page now, Niels Klassen, Tony Caprari, Kate Normington, don't really know any of them. Michael C. Pitt. It's got a 3.7.
Yeah, it just sounded shite.
Yeah.
But it sounded like something that could have had a bit of a sci-fi twist to it that might have had a bit of a following, but I thought...
Doesn't appear that way.
Just fucking shite.
3.7 out of 10. There you go.
Oh, okay.
All
Your
right.
first one comes to us from Blake. Blake Eisen.
G'day, Blake.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Yeah.
Blake's been a long time
Long.
follower, right from the really early days
Yes, he has.
of Dave Lee
Podcast,
Down Under.
yeah.
In fact, it was probably even
The
before Dave
YouTube
Lee Down
brother.
Under.
Yeah, Disney Dave down under. Move on.
All right, your first one from Blake.
Yeah.
A romantic police captain breaks a beautiful member. I'll start that again.
Yeah.
A romantic police captain breaks a beautiful member of a rebel group out of prison to help her rejoin her fellows. But things are not what they seem. Go again?
Yeah.
A romantic police captain breaks a beautiful member of a rebel group out of prison to help her rejoin her fellows, but things are not what they seem.
I have no idea what it is. Sounds like it could be like just all right, like I reckon just above, maybe like just like a six-ish, maybe. Sounds okay. Yeah, I'll log in and it's like all right.
You'll log in
just
and all
all
right.
right, yeah.
All right.
In fact, it's 7.5.
Shit.
It's a movie called House of Flying Daggers.
Oh,
I thought you might have actually known it.
I have seen it.
Yeah, I thought you might have known it.
By the plot, I don't know by the plot. Jesus.
Yeah.
Or by the synopsis they've given, at least. Mind you, it has been a long time since I've seen it.
Well, when was it made? It was 2004.
Yeah, I reckon I saw it probably around that time, maybe.
Yeah. And it's got, I can't pronounce any of the names.
Jizang, Takeshi Kanashiro, Andy Lau, Dan Song. Great people.
So yeah, there you go.
I have seen it. It's a wonderful movie. It didn't click with me by the synopsis there.
Yeah, well, I looked at it.
Stunned me.
And it was familiar to me.
Yeah.
And I read the synopsis and I thought, I reckon you might know this.
Yeah. Such a good movie. Oof. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there you go. All right. Thank you, Blake. Now I've got one for you. This comes into us from... let me just double check this. It's coming to us from Tyson Turner. So Tyson Turner sent this one in.
Yep.
Okay. A young detective goes undercover at an elite private school to destroy an international stolen car ring.
Sounds like fucking 90210 or something like that.
But do you want a young detective goes undercover at an elite private school to destroy an international stolen car ring. Does a bit, doesn't it?
I reckon it might be just all right.
Yeah.
Like 6-1 or something like that.
Lock it in?
Yeah.
Okay, it is...
Shite. Shite.
Yeah, you got another shite. It's called Underclass Man. Never heard of it in my life. It's an action comedy crime. It stars Hugh Bonneville, Sean Ashmore. Nick Cannon is the main. I don't know why he's listed fourth, but he's the main actor in it. And Kelly Hugh. It is a 4.3.
Bugger.
Looks terrible.
Bugger.
Don't know what that is. Never heard of it. 2005. There you go.
All right,
your
your next one comes from Devesh.
Yes.
What's his name? Devesh
Sood.
Sood.
Now, I believe this is the one where...
I can only read the first line, apparently, because
Right,
it gives too much away.
Yeah.
But I can't see how it does. I've read it. No, anyway.
Okay.
Within Brooklyn's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community, a widower battles for custody of his son.
Go again?
Within Brooklyn... Excuse me. Within Brooklyn's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community, a widower battles for custody of his son.
I don't know, but it sounds all right. Sounds like it'll be all right. Jewish community battles for his son. It sounds familiar. I don't know. I think it might be all right. I think it'll be all right.
So you're locking that in?
Yeah.
All right.
It's called... what is it? It's called Menash.
Oh, don't know it.
It's got 6.5, goes for an hour 22, 2017. And it's the full synopsis is within Brooklyn's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community, a widower battles for custody of his son. A tender drama performed entirely in Yiddish. The film intimately explores the nature of faith and the price of parenthood.
Well, there you go.
That'd be an interesting film.
Does sound interesting, yeah.
I'd have to read subtitles, but...
Well, yeah.
That's
all right.
It sounds like it'd be quite an interesting film.
There you go.
Don't know a lot about the Jewish community.
No, not really.
A little bit, but not much.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so I got one for you. This one has come to us from Kyle Brebner. Kyle sends this one in. As the town of Dog River goes bankrupt, the residents of the town must pack up and move out. However, our favourite citizens make one last-ditch effort to save Dog River. Do you want it again?
Yeah, go again.
As the town of Dog River goes bankrupt, the residents of the town must pack up and move out. However, our favourite citizens make one last-ditch effort to save Dog River.
I'm going to say just all right.
You're going to say just all right?
Yep.
Okay. It is a...
All right.
Yes, just all right.
Sounds like an older film.
Well, 2014.
Oh, no, it sounds like it could have been like a 50s or a 60s Western sort of type.
It does. No, it's called Corner Gas. Corner Gas the movie.
We've got a bit of that at the moment, actually.
Corner Gas. The writer, the creator is Brent Butt.
God.
I wonder if it's maybe based on a TV series or something because it's called Corner Gas the movie. I don't know. Sounds like it could be some television show. This is another one of these Canadian things. Of course, Kyle is Canadian, so he sends in a lot of interesting, quirky Canadian stuff.
That's good.
Which I love because I would love to explore new things. Let me have a look at the connections on here. Spun off from Corner Gas, which looks like it must be, a television series. A Canadian TV series went for 107 episodes between 2004 and 2009.
Might be an interesting thing to watch, that.
The Canadian shows are quite strange.
Yeah,
some
quite
of them.
quirky, aren't they, some of them? It's a bit like a lot of our stuff's a little bit
Or
quirky
even like
as well.
New Zealand. I think it's closer to the New Zealand stuff.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, they do
interesting.
some really weird stuff, Kiwi.
Yeah.
But we love it because the humour's the same.
But yeah, it's a 6.9, that one, 6.9. Corner Gas, the movie. There you go.
Awesome.
Must have a bit of a following, I reckon. There you go. So that's it for you. Now, have I got one more?
You got one more from
Okay.
Gary, is it Lidderman?
Yeah, Gary Lidderman.
Or whatever.
Lidderman.
However, it's Lidderman. Okay, from Gary, he has sent one that says, in the post... Oh, God, come on. Where are you? In the post-apocalyptic world of 1990s Nevada, a rock and roll samurai on his way to Las Vegas takes a young orphan boy under his protection as Death and his metalhead horsemen chase after them.
What the fuck? Go again.
How bizarre.
Go again.
In the post-apocalyptic world of 1990s Nevada, a rock and roll samurai on his way to Lost.
Yep.
Start again. In the fuck that right up. In the post-apocalyptic world of 1990s Nevada, a rock and roll samurai on his way to Lost Vegas.
Right.
Lost Vegas,
Yeah.
takes a young orphan boy under his protection as Death and his metalhead horsemen chase after him.
No idea what this is. Sounds like absolute shite. I got to lock in a shite for this one.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
Sounds dreadful.
That's awful.
Doesn't
What is
it?
this? What is this?
It's called Six String Samurai.
Oh, what the hell?
It's 1998. Goes for an hour and a half. Doesn't really have anybody in it.
No.
Jeffrey Falcon, Justin Maguire, Kim DeAngelo. So really nobody that we know, but it's got a half decent rating.
So what was the rating again?
6.6.
6.6 for Six String Samurai.
There you go. Put all three together and you got 6.66.
Oh, yeah, well, the devil is in it.
Devil's
Isn't he?
work.
The devil's in it.
Exactly right.
Death. Well, death's in it. Same
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Well, there we go.
Sounded shite.
So I will rely on Jeff to let us know how we did next week. But otherwise, that was this week's edition of
Shite.
Or
All right.
Just an interesting note on that sting. We got an email from a close friend of the pod, Pete Semos, up in New South, who said that because he's they're in lockdown up there, and he's home, and he's got two young girls, and they love the all right. And every time he asks them a question or something, they always answer back all right.
I think he was listening to the podcast around when they heard it, and he said he thought that they thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard, and they just keep saying it. How funny!
I get a chuckle out of every week.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
It's great, isn't it? Isn't it? It's just
All right.
that's terrific. Just lightens the pot up a little
Who
bit.
doesn't like
Bring
Matthew
some
McConaughey?
smiles to everyone. Yeah, exactly. I did see Pete's email. I haven't replied to it yet, but I'll get back to you, Pete.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks for writing
I
in.
replied earlier.
That's good. Yeah, I thought you did, but I will reply to you. Thank you so much for writing in. And if anyone else wants to write in a shite or a right or anything like that, daveleepod@gmail.com. Send them all in. We want more.
Awesome.
Send them in, shite
Thanks,
or
guys.
rights. Okay, so now it is time. Oh, this is a segment that you really enjoy because you really like the jingle of it. It is Trailer Trash. Oh, we've actually got some trailers this week. We've got 2 we're going to have a look at. I was going to do 3, but 3's a little bit much. They just released a new trailer for The Kingsman overnight, which is the new, The King's...
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, it's
Kingsman.
called The King's Man.
Right.
But the other movie is The Kingsman movies with Colin Firth. But actually decent movies of his. And
Most boring character.
yeah, and Taron Egerton. We like Colin Firth,
Yeah,
but his
yeah.
movies are so boring half the time. But the great movies, they're doing a prequel. It was supposed to be out last year.
Yep.
They dropped trailers for it like 2 years ago, and then it just got delayed. I thought, I'm not going to bother covering it because we've seen these trailers before. But today, first up, we're going to be having a look at the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. You haven't watched this yet, have you? Or did
No,
you
I haven't.
have a little sneak?
No, I haven't seen it.
I was going to show you, and then I thought, no, I'll wait till
I
the
haven't
pod.
seen it.
So this is the new Spider-Man film from the MCU, the third one, Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man 3, 2, we might want to call it. Of course, we're going to open the multiverse in this film. We'll talk about that. But if you want to know, feel like if you want to understand what's going on in this one, in Spider-Man 3, you'll have to watch Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3.
So that's 7 films?
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's not officially confirmed, but we'll take a look at it.
How many did Maguire do? Only 2? 3, yeah.
And then Garfield did 2.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And then now Tom Holland. Well, actually, you might want to throw in the 2 Avengers movies and Captain America Civil War as well, which are the other ones that Tom Holland's been in as
It's all right.
Spidey.
Most of those are good films.
They were great.
Most of
Great
those are
movies,
films.
yeah. So we'll take a look at this. Now, before the trailer was officially released, it allegedly
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
got leaked.
You tell me about this.
It was all over the internet.
Ah.
And Marvel acted on it. Quick Smart was ripped down straight away. And the stupidest thing, the leaked video had a watermark of the person who was like someone on the VFX team, I believe.
What an idiot.
It had their thing, and then it had a second watermark, which was the outlet that it had been leaked to.
Oh, my God.
And the outlet put the video up with the 2 watermarks on there. So I could imagine they've obviously Marvel's like, oh, yep, 2, we can get both the outlet and we can get the person. I don't know.
if the outlet knew it wasn't supposed to be out.
Of course they did. It's a fucking scooper. These scoopers will do anything just to get their little scoop. Oh, yes, I'm the one who
okay.
got the spike. Fucking hell, I reckon these people are going to get... Jeez, when I accidentally leaked a review early on a platform, it wasn't supposed to go out. It went out a little bit earlier. It was a mistake for quite a big blockbuster
Because you had
film.
it set timed.
Well, yeah, I thought it was supposed to be timed, and it was going to go out at the time that the embargo was supposed to open up, as happens when I upload like a video to YouTube or something, right? And I thought it'll go out when it's supposed to go out. I just got it in there. I thought I'll get it in there first. And then so when the embargo opens, it'll be published, be there, be ready to go. I had a phone call from the studio in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Within 5 minutes going, what are you doing? Did you upload your review for this thing? I was like, no. I was like, oh, I've logged it in the system, but it shouldn't be live. He's like, no, it's gone live. And the studio is freaking out. This is over me accidentally putting up a live review like a couple of days before thing. Imagine how the studio fucking jumps on someone who's leaked a trailer.
Yeah, exactly right.
They would have been going, fucking bang, get this person straight away. I guarantee they would have had him straight, like immediately.
Yeah.
If I'm getting a call 5 minutes after I've legitimately accidentally published something I shouldn't have.
Because that outlet that you put it up on, they were renowned for doing that.
Well, yeah, I was told by the studio.
Yeah, you found out later.
I was told later by the publicity team that that platform's a bit, whatever.
Bit unreliable.
Yeah, a bit unreliable. And we always have people on the watch out. like a hawk. There's always someone watching. There's got to be, I don't know how it works. There must be some system where maybe it scours the internet constantly for anyone talking about it maybe, and as soon as they see something's leaked, it pings them maybe.
Well,
I
know years ago, I don't know if it's still the same or not, but on radio, like talkback radio for argument's sake, if they mentioned somebody's name 3 times, that would come to the attention of that person.
Oh, right.
And that was here in Australia. This was I'm talking 20 years ago. So I used to listen to a lot of talkback radio driving to work because I couldn't handle music early in the morning. And if they wanted to get in touch with somebody, they would just mention that name three times, and the politician or the politicians, whoever it was they were trying to get in touch with, would be in touch with them pretty quickly.
Interesting. Well, you have a lot of Twitter accounts. So, like, it happened to me recently with the Suicide Squad. I posted a tweet about the Suicide Squad, and then the Suicide Squad page commented on it. So it's easy on Twitter to find who's talking about whatever. You just do a search. But there must be some program.
Sort of some sort of algorithm.
There has to be something that they've got that just scours the internet and is like when people are talking. Well, I know they must use programs like this in marketing so they can understand who's talking about it, where they're talking about it, whatever. But there must be something that's like, ping, oh shit, someone's accidentally put a review up, ping. I accidentally uploaded... I logged something on on Letterboxd. I was told I wasn't allowed to post a review for it, but there was no social media embargo. So I just logged that I'd seen it on Letterboxd. I didn't write a review, I just wrote embargoed, didn't give it a rating. And then that distributor was on to me, like within half an hour, like, can you take the log off Letterboxd, please? You're not supposed to even log that you've seen the film. Yeah. So they're onto it. There must be something that's
There's
like,
got to be
ping,
something.
ping, get this guy. So anyway, whoever leaked this Spidey trailer, I'm sure, is probably doing it pretty tough at the moment. Yes. But anyway, now this was officially released the day after. That was the plan anyway, because there's this big CinemaCon called CinemaCon over in Las Vegas. It's like an industry. It's kind of like a Comic-Con, but it's specifically for industry people to go and see like previews and stuff for movies. It's over in Las Vegas. Sony had a massive panel, and it wasn't officially announced, but it was kind of pretty well known through the trades and stuff that the Spidey trailer was going to drop. And so obviously these people took their opportunity to leak the trailer the day before. So anyway, the trailer did go out, and then like maybe 5-10 minutes after it aired at CinemaCon, it dropped online as well legally. So we're going to take a look at the trailer. This is for Spider-Man No Way Home. This is from Sony, of course, the latest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, being handled by Sony. If Disney had been handling this, I imagine it would not have gone down this bad. But anyway, let's take a look at this. This is the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, the very first one we've got. This movie's out in like 3 months. So let's take a look.
The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
What just happened?
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. Hello, Peter.
There you go.
Looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Did they give away too much, though?
Well, that's the thing. I was going to say, this is a teaser trailer. Now, mind you, teaser trailer is supposed to just give you a little tease of the film.
3 minutes?
It's a 3-minute trailer.
Oh, jeez, give away the movie.
Yeah, that's
Looks
like,
awesome,
I reckon
though.
that's like the whole like first act of the film is
Yeah.
already given away. And then like a bit of the end.
And the
the middle.
villain at the end, was it Dr. Ock?
Doc Ock's back, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Alfred Molina is back as
Yeah.
Doc Ock from Spidey 2, is it? To Spider-Man 2.
I liked him in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, he was fantastic. So Molina's back. They've done like a de-aging thing on him. Not that he's aged that much in this time. Like you look at people, like I didn't cross my mind that they do a de-aging thing. But we don't know what they're doing with this film. So yeah, he's back as Doc Ock. And then if you notice, we've also got. Do you recognise this little ball?
Yeah, but I can't work out what
That's
it was.
the pumpkin bomb the Green Goblin uses.
That's right. Yes.
So Willem Dafoe is supposedly back for the film as Doc Ock. Doc Ock as the Green Goblin from Spidey 1, very first one. And of course, we know that Jamie Foxx is back as well as Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Of course, nothing has been officially confirmed that Tobey and Garfield are back, but at this point.
Yeah. Has to
I mean,
be.
come on. Now, we have been a little skeptical about the whole multiverse thing, about the idea of them pulling all these characters back in, but
It looks like it might work.
I think so. I think they've found a way to do it and do it properly. My big issue with them opening a multiverse is now they can do this, where they just pull characters from other movies, and I feel like if they do it wrong, if they abuse it, it's lazy storytelling, and it's a complete detriment to the incredible storytelling Marvel has been doing for the last 13 years. They've had all these rules in place, these structures that have made this universe work. We're starting to break a lot of those rules now. Now, that's great. It furthers storytelling. It helps you tell more original stuff, but the more rules you break, the more likely you are of fucking up. But it looks good. We've touched on the multiverse in WandaVision. Of course, Loki went down and fucked up and opened up all the branches of time. We've had a little taste of it in this What If series. We get an idea of all these alternate timelines. And now Spidey, we got Doctor Strange is in here helping him out. And they've completely opened this timeline.
Wong.
Yeah. Wong is back. Actually, Wong dips out.
Character.
Wong dips out. He's like, I don't want any part of this. He's literally packed his bags and fucked off. He's like, I don't want any part of this. So at the beginning of the trailer here.
He's one of my favourite characters.
He's great.
Yeah.
Love Wong. So it looks like by the sound of it, we're just going to have like, they've accidentally fucked up. Spidey wants everyone to forget that he's Spider-Man. Doctor Strange fucks up. He gets distracted. A lot of people are saying it's out of character for Doctor Strange. I don't know. A lot of people are theorising that maybe it's not the real Doctor Strange, it's someone else. I don't know. I don't want to go down that route. But I think it's in character for Doctor Strange. Stephen Strange is very, I don't know. He's very meticulous with what he does, and he's very, very wise and smart. But he also has a massive ego. Oh yeah, and a lot of the time his ego does get in the way of what he's doing. So
that's probably where, like, when he does that, everybody forgets it that Parker's Spider-Man. That's probably when the others come into it.
Well, yeah. So I was going to say. So they open up. They obviously fucks it up, and he's ripped into the multiverse. Or who knows? Maybe we'll tie it into Loki, where this is happening at that moment where the multiverse gets ripped open, and then we're going to get all these different Spider-Man villains and potentially, most likely,
Spider-Man.
all the Spider-Man come through. Obviously, we had the Into the Spider-Verse. If you remember the animated movie, we had all the different Spider-Man coming in. Yeah. So it's going to be a similar thing to that, I think. I'm excited for it. I'm getting more excited for it. It looks really good.
I was originally thinking it was going to be, but trust in the Marvel.
No, that's what we keep saying. Like
in the Marvel.
They've rarely steered us wrong so far. In 24 odd movies, it just looks it looks cool. And to have Doctor Strange in there, I mean, I think that gives it a little bit more legitimacy in the storytelling.
Yep.
As opposed to just, Peter Parker gets caught up with, here's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
There's a reason to it. And,
I'm actually looking forward to that.
I think when Marvel and Sony brokered the deal, like the split, they've got split custody of Spidey.
Yeah.
Sony owns
because Sony owns it. Yeah.
Sony owns Spidey, but they allow him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe under this very complex contract that's going on. Marvel and Disney help with the creative side. Sony completely handles distribution and marketing and PR and everything. But apparently Marvel and Disney are like, this is the creative decision. We make all the creative decisions. Sony just marks them off.
Why wouldn't they?
But one of the stipulations in the contract was each movie has to have a leading star from the Disney films. So Sony's stipulation is like, you need to loan us one of the other characters as well. Okay. First movie had Spider-Man. Second movie, second movie had Nick Fury and Agent Hill, Maria Hill. And the third one, you've got Doctor Strange. So that's obviously, this is something that's kind of been rumoured. I think it's
I'm
proven.
actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, so I'm keen. I'm really keen. I'm very excited to see this one.
Originally, when I heard about it, I thought it was going to be,
you just never know. They're bringing back Jamie Foxx, the worst villain of any of the Spider-Man movies. You're thinking, fucking hell. He's not going to be blue in this one, though. He's just, they're not going to colour him, apparently. Colour him in blue. Good. Yeah, looks so really that one is due out on December 17 in the UK, December 21st in the USA, and December 26th in Australia. So we have to be waiting fucking
Boxing Day.
ages. Boxing Day. It's annoying. If this was Disney, they wouldn't have fucking staggered it like that.
No.
They would have done day and date.
Yeah.
Sony has a real shitty habit of putting Australian release dates like 2 or 3 weeks away from America. I don't know why. But Sony have been moving a few movies. We'll touch on this later, but they've been moving a few movies around now because of the pandemic and everything, delaying release dates again. Venom's been moved again, but they haven't budged Spidey yet. So I wonder if Marvel has holders no, fuck, you have to put it out now. Because obviously, when you think about the Marvel movie, it's so meticulously planned out, you can't release one out of order, really.
No, that's right.
Particularly now that we've gone into this huge storyline. And of course, the next one after this will be, or one of the next ones is going to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So you can't really put them out of order, I wouldn't have thought. So I feel like they're going to stick with this December date and just suck it up. Just hope it goes well. There you go.
See soon enough, I suppose.
So I'm keen on that. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
our
I'm keen too.
3-minute long teaser trailer that's given away a lot. I'm interested to see what they're going to give us away in the next one.
There must, well, you'd imagine there's still a lot to be told.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because Marvel don't normally
No.
spoil films like that.
Now, a lot of the time you'll see Marvel trailers, they play around with us a little bit. They might they'll digitally alter certain scenes. So, for example, like the Civil War trailers and the Infinity War trailers and stuff, they took characters out of the backgrounds. And then when you actually saw the movies, the characters were there. So you'll notice in some of these, I don't know where it is, but there's this one shot of Spider-Man who's kind of standing in the middle of this very empty frame. And a lot of people are guessing that maybe, I think it might be this shot here, that maybe you might have Andrew Garfield coming in here, Tobey Maguire coming in over here. You get that a lot where there's kind of like one character and an empty frame. You see the movie and there's actually other characters there. Or there's completely scenes that have been completely fabricated for the trailer are thrown in to throw you off. So they did that with the first Spider-Man. There's this great shot of Spider-Man swinging towards the camera, and then Iron Man comes in and comes in behind him,
right.
flanking him towards the camera.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the film.
Yeah.
So they do that a lot. There was a great shot from the Infinity War trailer where they're all running through the jungle, the Hulk in the background and Captain America up the front, Black Widow. That didn't happen. None of them were like in the same scene together. But yeah, so can't wait to see what's next.
That bridge that they were on, where we were standing on
Yeah.
the car,
Yeah.
that looks like the same bridge that was used in that, what was it called? The main character caught the female character on the car. Oh, I can't
Was
remember.
it Spider-Man? Oh, one of the Fast films.
Yeah.
Fast, whatever it was, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
George Washington Bridge, it says there. So I don't know. But yeah, there we go. Spidey 3, I'm very keen for that one. Now let's take a look at another trailer. This is one that might be a little less blockbustery, a little more art house. But it's caused a big thing. Well, it caused a big thing, but everyone's talking about it. Mm-hmm. So take a look. It's a film called Spencer. No, it's not a sequel to Spencer Confidential, the Mark Wahlberg Netflix film. This is a film. I won't tell you what it's about. We can have a look at it. You'll get the gist of it when we have a look. It's a biopic. Let's have a look.
Ma'am, they're waiting for you.
They know everything.
They don't.
All right, so that's the trailer for Spencer.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's got Kristen Stewart
Mm.
is Diana Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
It's also got Timothy Spall in there, who I really like. He's that British guy. You'll know him. He's the father of the guy that's in Trying. You know the show we really like? Trying?
Yeah.
He's not the father in the show. He's actual father in real life. Timothy Spall, this guy. He's in Harry Potter, a bunch of other British stuff,
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
So he's going to be in it. I'm not sure who he's playing. It's also got Sally Hawkins in there, Sean Harris. Yeah, it's a film by Pablo Larraín, who's a Chilean filmmaker. He did Jackie with Natalie Portman.
Oh, yep.
Which I wasn't huge on. It was all right, but I didn't love it. It looks very visually similar. You right there trying to get your jumper on?
Getting a bit chilly.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kristen Stewart looks great as Diana, of course, Princess Diana. The synopsis that's been given is, during her Christmas holidays with the royal family at the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, England, Diana decides to leave her marriage to Prince Charles. So it's a little bit apt at the moment. Well, not so much apt in like the leaving of the marriage, but we've had, of course, Harry and Meghan have been all over the news recently. They're divorced from the royal family, and so it's a little bit apt in that there's some bits in the trailer where she obviously feels like she's trapped in the castle and she can't even open the curtains or anything like that. So I feel like it's quite apt at the moment. Whether that was intentional or not, probably not, but
wouldn't have thought so.
But it has an interesting kind of. But I mean, there's always these. Connections between Diana and Meghan, and there's always kind of comparing and whatever. It looks all right. I think it looks okay.
I think Queenie's supposed to be suing them too.
Really?
Yeah, there's some story I saw the other day, a couple of days ago, that Queenie was supposed to be suing Harry and Meghan.
Jeez, didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
Whether it's right or not, I don't know, but it was on the...
Alleged suing.
Well, allegedly, yeah, exactly.
Shit.
So, a little interesting.
Yeah.
So what that's about? Probably to stop them talking about the...
Probably just put a silence on them.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they did talk about some pretty serious stuff in that Oprah interview.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. Well,
but if this thing's a biopic, it's and they've got their facts right, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, what do you call it? Kristen Stewart looks great. Looks really good. But the interesting thing is we got the next season of The Crown coming up soon, which is going to focus on a very similar period.
Next month, isn't it?
I don't know if it's that early. I don't know, maybe. But we've got Elizabeth Debicki is playing Diana in that, Australian actress.
So she's good in that too.
So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. It'll be like a duke it out. But everyone's saying Kristen Stewart's going to win the Oscar for sure for this. This is definitely an Oscar bait kind of movie, isn't it? It'll be there at the Academy Awards. It's opening on the 5th of November 2021 in the USA. I don't believe it has been dated internationally yet.
Right.
Now here's another one. It's nothing that we can watch because the footage hasn't been released publicly yet. But this was also revealed at CinemaCon. Is The Matrix 4. Warner's is doing the 4th Matrix movie at the moment. They announced the title is called Matrix Ressurections. Matrix Resurrections.
I suppose it makes sense with all the other names of all the other ones.
Yeah, Matrix Revolutions. Matrix Reloaded. Can't remember which was which, but yeah. So then this one, Matrix Resurrections. I feel like the title may have leaked because I feel like I read that title not long ago.
Right.
But anyway, it's been announced as Matrix Resurrections. It's got Keanu Reeves, of course, is back as Neo. Carrie-Anne Moss back as Trinity. No Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, what?
Apparently didn't get asked. Yeah, someone asked him. Was like, why aren't you in the movies? I don't know, didn't get asked.
Oh, bugger.
Best part. Who knows? He'll probably appear at the end or something, be like,
who knows?
I'm back. I don't know, something like that. Hey, it's just remind me every time I think about this Morpheus. I was obsessed with The Matrix as a kid. I loved the movies. And I did what was called bell duty at primary school. Okay. So they put you on duty to do the bell. Obviously, you have the bell that rings to go to class, the bell that rings to go out to lunch and recess, and then you ring the bell again. So you would sit in there with your friend to ring the bell. It was essentially just like you put there was like a sound effect and you play it and it goes throughout the PA system. We're talking like probably early 2000s at this point, late 90s maybe. I was very young. So me and Lockie did the bell. And we play. play whatever music. At one point, they let you play whatever music you wanted, but people started abusing it. I played the Smallville theme song. It was like, what are you doing? Someone started playing Eminem once, and they were like, that is it. Yeah, they played like an Eminem track, and they were like, that is it. And after that, there was like just a random disc, and you could only play the music. Anyway, going off topic, but I was doing the bell duty with Lockie Della, and I think we had maybe been warned, like maybe play better music or whatever. But you would sit in this little room, you'd spend your whole lunchtime in it so that you could get the timing down right. And we're in this little room, and it had like a window. You could open the window, one of those swing out ones that would go out into like the courtyard down the side of the building. I don't know what I was doing, but I remember jumping out, pretending to be Morpheus, going, I'm Morpheus. And I jumped out the window just as the teacher walked into the room. It was like, that is it. You are off bell duty. That is it. So I got taken off bell duty for jumping out the window. Morpheus. Morpheus. Yeah, I know.
Oh, shit, I'm mute about now. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, there you go. So I got kicked off bell duty. So anyway, The Matrix is coming back as directed by Lana Wachowski, one of the original directors from the original films. This footage hasn't been officially released yet, but they played it at CinemaCon, and the Hollywood Reporter has published a sort of their a rundown of what the footage is. Right, so the trailer begins with Thomas Anderson, who's Neo, Keanu Reeves, in therapy, telling his therapist, played by Neil Patrick Harris, I had dreams that weren't just dreams. Am I crazy? He senses something is not quite right with the world, but he has no memory of what the Matrix is. Later, he runs into a woman, Trinity, at a coffee shop. They shake hands and there seems to be something between them, but neither one remembers the other. Meanwhile, Reeves's Thomas spends his days taking prescription blue pills and wondering why everyone in his world is glued to their phones, looking around and realizing he's the only one on a crowded elevator not looking at a device. Eventually, Neo runs into a man, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is reminiscent of Morpheus, the freedom fighter played by Lawrence Fishburne in the original trilogy. Mysterious Man hands Anderson a red pill, and soon we see footage of him with powers, seeing the Matrix for the fake reality that it is. Footage followed some similar beats as the original, including Neo fighting the Morpheus-like figure in a dojo, an image of Anderson in an incubator. There's also a shot of Neo looking in a mirror and seeing an older version of himself. Neo also seems to have a few new powers from the last time with the trailer, including a shot of what looks like him controlling a missile through telekinesis to prevent it from hitting him. So it sounds like, almost sounds like they're just redoing the original movie. This guy doesn't know what's going on with the world, finds out about the Matrix, except he's already been there.
Yeah.
It's like a soft reboot with the original characters. Yeah.
Don't know.
It's interesting. Well, it's hard to tell without seeing it, but by hearing it, it just sounds like the first movie again.
Yeah, it does a bit.
But that's what they do with these things when they reboot them. They just remake the first movie, but like it's still in that same timeline, but they are just doing the same story over again. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I'm not that keen on it. I mean, it'll be interesting to see it, but you know,
I'm not incredibly hyped until I can see something for it.
Yeah,
but I'm interested to see it because I love the original movies. Yeah.
Oh well, we'll see.
Yeah, keen to see it. So that is it for trailer trash. But now, breaking news.
Woo!
It's not breaking, but it's coming out through the week. A couple of little bits we can...
Has World's Worst Manager said anything about all your sound effects?
He hasn't, actually.
Hasn't he? Oh.
I think he's okay with jingles, just doesn't like sound effects.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't made my stickers yet either.
Slacker.
Get on those stickers.
He'll just say, we're going to have a meeting.
Yeah.
Hard to have a meeting in lockdown.
Yeah. All right, so...
Zoom meeting.
Yeah. So, we've had some massive delays in Australia for movies. There's been a few movies that have been delayed overseas and whatever, but because of our particular state at the moment here in Australia, all the cinemas are closed here in Sydney and like wherever. All the distributors are starting to move the movies. Because this has happened twice now where they're planning to release a big movie and then bam, we lock down. Jungle Cruise, Free Guy, Suicide Squad, Black Widow all got absolutely trampled by these lockdowns, these snap lockdowns. Yep. So I think they're being just a little bit more cautious. Cautious. Almost forgot the word. Fuck, you know. So Universal has delayed Bond 25, No Time to Die. They're moving it from September 30 to November 11th.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, but apparently it's still opening in the US and the UK on the original dates. The UK, September 30, and the US on October 8. Apparently the premiere's planned and everything, and it's all going ahead. But yeah, we're not getting it till November, which is, I don't know, I'm not really that excited for that. Anyway, Warner Brothers has moved Dune from its original October 21st date to December. But as far as we're aware, it is still opening in the US on the same date. So we're going to get that one like 2 months later as well. And by that point, it's gone on HBO Max and it's all over the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've watched the movie in clips on Twitter, people posting the clips. Oh, how cool was this scene from Dune? Don't care, I haven't seen the movie yet for another 2 months. I tweeted out that I was like, I think it was about some other movie. I was like, I'm so glad we're not getting this in theaters because I can just watch it on Twitter. People upload the clips. Universal has moved The Addams Family 2 from November 25 to January 6th. It's a big one. I don't think it's going to be a huge movie, but that's a big move. And it's still opening on October 1st in the US. Theaters and digital same day. Sony, we talked about this before. Sony recently moved Venom to October worldwide. But now there's rumours that they might be pushing it again to January. But if you remember a couple of weeks ago when there was rumours that we might be moving Venom, maybe October.
Yep.
They came out and they said something like, we're going to move Venom to October, but maybe January. And then they moved it to October, officially October. But now there's rumours coming out like, might be pushing it to January again.
Sounds like they're being a bit more conservative now with their.
I think so, and I think a lot more filmmakers are now coming out and kind of lambasting the day and date release schedule. I know Patty Jenkins, who was the filmmaker of Wonder Woman 1984, one of essentially the first big blockbuster that got affected by the day and date thing. She came out recently. She was at, I don't know if it was at CinemaCon or somewhere. She was being interviewed and she was saying how much I'm just not a big fan of it. Such a bad decision. I can understand the decision. Bad time. It was like a bad decision out of a string of bad decisions that could have been made at that time. But she's very adamant that, no, we need to get back to that theatrical window. So I feel like a lot of filmmakers are now coming out and the studios are being more mindful now and just pushing things around. And, well, of course, the Delta strain's taken off in the States, as it is here. And we just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it just sounds like this being a little more cautious and conservative with their estimates of when they're going to bring these things out.
Yep. Warner Brothers, on the other hand, have announced a new film that they're doing. They're doing a Birds of Prey spin-off. They're giving if you scroll down, you'll see a picture of the character.
Yeah, so that.
Black Canary, if you remember her from the movie.
Yep.
They're going to get Journey Smollett back on board, who's the actress who played Black Canary. And Misha Green, who was the showrunner, creator, writer of Lovecraft Country, an HBO series. We haven't watched it yet, but I've got the Blu-ray down there. Going to get to it. She is apparently doing the film with Journey Smollett on board, but it's going direct to HBO Max. It's not going to cinemas. Now DC's doing this weird thing where they're producing a lot of movies specifically for HBO Max as opposed to cinemas. Oh. Yeah. So we're going to get this one. They're also working on one for a character called Blue Beetle. They're doing a Batgirl film and a series focusing on a black Superman, which is they're all going to be on HBO Max exclusive. They're saying that Misha Green will write the script for the feature. This is the Hollywood Reporter. Says, with Smollett due to reprise her role, Sue Kroll, who produced Birds of Prey, will produce the movie. No take on the story was revealed. However, Canary is one of DC's longest-standing characters, having been created in the late 1940s. Since the 60s, she's been associated mostly with Green Arrow and is known for her ear-splitting canary cry. The superhero vigilante who fights crime using martial arts, and her sonic scream. Could be interesting. I loved Birds of Prey. It was fun. Really great little ensemble piece. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when you start splitting the characters off. But she's probably, I think Black Canary is probably the strongest, aside from Harley Quinn, probably the strongest character of the bunch in there. So, you had Huntress in there as well, which was great. Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Whether we get any of the other characters pop into it. But why it's going straight to HBO Max, I kind of get it because Birds of Prey didn't do that well at the box office. It did okay, but I think it got hampered by the pandemic. I don't know. Again, maybe they're just being cautious at the moment. Like, put it on HBO Max, it'll probably perform better there.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope it just that doesn't. It's not a detriment to the budget that they're getting or anything, but we'll see. We got an update on Jurassic World, the new Jurassic World film, Jurassic World 5, at CinemaCon.
Better than the last one.
Director Colin Trevorrow has updated us. He was asked, what can we expect from the movie? He says, it asks a single question. If dinosaurs lived among us, would you be safe? And the answer is no.
Of course not.
Is this not a question that's been asked once or twice or maybe 5 times
maybe.
before?
Maybe.
Fucking hell. It's the same fucking thing. But some footage was screened. Jermaine Lussier of Gizmodo said, basically, it looked like action scenes from Indiana Jones, Jason Bourne, and James Bond, but with dinosaurs. So pretty much like the last couple of movies as well.
Yep.
I didn't like the last one,
No.
Jurassic World Dominion, Fallen Kingdom. This one's called Jurassic World Dominion. The first Jurassic World was okay. I'm a big fan of the original movies. Well, the first one. Second one's okay. Third one's not great. But I like them all to varying degrees. Last one I wasn't a huge fan of. Didn't really like it.
I did enjoy it.
I'm interested in this one, though, because it is a bit different. If you remember at the end of the last one, all the dinosaurs got out, and now the dinosaurs are kind of starting to rehabilitate.
Habitat.
Rehabilitate? No.
Rehabitate.
Rehabilitate? I don't know.
Habit.
I don't know. They're making the world their habitat again.
Becoming habitual.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so they're starting to like get back.
Populate.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But anyway, so the world is now about to get taken over by dinosaurs as opposed to just like a little park.
As opposed to monkeys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
anyway.
You know what I'm saying.
So, yeah, I get it. Yeah. So anyway, the dinosaurs are going to be out there now in the world, and it's about how humans now are learning to adapt to life where dinosaurs are now.
Exactly.
So I think it opens up some interesting ideas.
It would be, yeah.
Like, we got like a little glimpse of it at the end of the first movie. And I thought, hey, that's cool. That's a good concept. I like where we're going with this. So I'm keen, but I'm still a little bit
Very cautious.
yeah. But
Because of that last one.
yeah, and of course Chris Pratt's back. Bryce Dallas Howard is back, and they're dragging the original cast back out as well. Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, they're all back as well. So could be like a circle of life kind of thing. We tie the two trilogies together. I'm optimistically cautious.
Yeah. Best way to be.
See how it goes.
Very cautious.
Quick update on the Scarlett Johannson Disney trial at the moment. Disney, this is the Hollywood Reporter, Disney makes first move in the Black Widow suit. Pushing for arbitration, Disney lawyers update the movie's box office and streaming take, saying it has outgrown some other Marvel films with an impressive pandemic era showing. Interesting, my cousin texted me the other day. She's like, have you got any updates on the Scarlett Johannson thing? And I was like, well, I have a feeling this is something they're going to take out of court. This is not something you're going to see go to court. They'll settle it behind the scenes.
That's what I would have
and
thought.
surely enough, 2 days later, they've announced that Disney's arbitration, they're pushing to settle it out of court. They've released
It'll cost them too much to go to court.
for sure, and in the press, and you don't need it in the press.
Exactly right.
It's again, as we said a few weeks ago, it's rare that something like this makes press anyway. They reckon a lot of this happens behind the scenes quite often.
Yeah.
But we never hear about it.
It's probably because of the profile of the people
Well,
involved.
exactly right, yeah.
She's got nothing to lose.
Well, exactly right, yeah. And Disney's got a lot to lose.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But to sum it up, the Hollywood Reporter says Disney's demanding that Scarlett Johansson's suit over her Black Widow pay be moved to arbitration. Filings came near midnight on Friday evening in LA Superior Court. The company has also revealed that on August 10th, it initiated arbitration against her. In her complaint, Johansson alleges her contract was breached when the superhero film was released on Disney+. The actress earns bonuses when Black Widow reaches certain box office performance markers, and she accuses Disney of not debuting the film exclusively in theaters because it saw the opportunity to promote its flagship subscription service. Now, they've released the documents online to legally view. It's public information. Yep. There's a Hollywood Reporter article where they've actually posted a link to the, it's called the arbitration provision, legal document. So you can go and read it. Or lots of legal jargon and stuff. But, for example, this is directly from the Hollywood Reporter. They say that Disney says that Black Widow was put on more than 9,000 screens in the US, allegedly satisfying its obligation to screen the film on no less than 1,500. Again, though, Johannson asserts it had to be exclusive to theatres, not streaming as well. And according to the latest filing as of August 15, Black Widow has grossed more than $367 million in worldwide box office receipts and more than $125 million in streaming and download retail receipts. Disney compared Black Widow to other films in the Marvel canon, saying that the opening weekend take was more than that of many other Marvel Cinematic Universe films, including Thor: The Dark World, Ant-Man, Ant-Man the Wasp, and Guardians of the Galaxy. But we're talking about Black Widow, which is a movie that probably would have hit $1 billion, more than likely would have hit $1 billion had it been released in regular times.
There's not too many of those films that don't reach $1 billion
No, exactly
now,
right.
or close to.
No, exactly. So anyway, it goes on and on and on. Periwinkle, who is who's this Periwinkle guy? Johansson's loan out. Oh no, Periwinkle. I don't know. Someone. Johansson's in the contract between Johansson's loan out, Periwinkle. So whoever this Periwinkle is, it says that Periwinkle is trying to call that unambiguous contract language into question by citing a pre-pandemic 2019 email by a Marvel executive that communication merely confirmed Marvel's intent to stand by the contract's wide theatrical release provision, which Marvel ultimately did, notwithstanding the dramatically changed circumstances of a 2020-2021 global pandemic. That, of course, is open to interpretation, Hollywood Reporter says. Anyway, you can read the whole thing. It's very in-depth. And by the sounds of it, they both
They'll settle out of court.
They're going to, yeah.
She'll get a pocket full of money and Disney will say, oh, sorry, we won't do it again, and I'll move on.
Yeah, and they'll probably never work together again, by the sounds of it.
Could Disney not afford to?
Yeah, but it's
could
not.
afford not to have her.
Well, Disney would have her if they could, but it's whether she wants to go and work for him again. But then there's these reports from last week that they've already cancelled a movie that she was working on producing. So there's that hotel, the Haunted Mansion film she's been working on for a while. Apparently not happening now. I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to follow up, but I feel like we probably won't really hear anything now. I think that's it. It's going to go out of court and they'll settle it, and we won't know how much for, we won't know when and why and everything else about it, I don't think. But if there is anything else about it, we will we'll continue to update you on it. We've done a very, very long show today. Let's just do one question today, or maybe a couple. No, let's take the top one and two patrons, because we're going over. It's far too long, and my voice is going. The first one is an email that was sent in to us.
From Scott Bradbury.
Yes.
Hey, David and Rick, what are your thoughts on boutique Blu-ray labels such as Criterion, Arrow, and Indicator? I've noticed you don't have many in your collection. Do you have much interest in collecting boutique Blu-ray labels, and if so, what are some of your favourites? Cheers, guys. Keep up the great work. Really giving me something to look forward to while stuck in Sydney. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. Boutique labels are like the special edition ones. They cost a little bit more than the regular disc.
Yep.
On special, you're buying them for about $20.
Right.
Usually $30, $40 full price. As he mentioned, Criterion, Arrow, Indicator, Imprint is like a local boutique, Eureka, etc., etc. I have quite a lot of them, but I don't usually put them in my Blu-ray update videos. I'm sure I did one years ago, which was like all my Criterions, my Arrows, and Eurekas, but at that point I didn't have many. I've got heaps now. I mean, if you look in the corner of this room, there's hundreds of them just stacked in the corner. Now, I originally started that pile because I was going to put them in I was actually going to do like a video specific for, look at all these like boutique discs that I recently bought. And then I just kept buying and buying. They did all these sales over the last 2 years, and the stack is massive. And I've just never put them in a video. I probably won't, because just the Blu-ray videos don't overly do that well all the time. If I do too many of them, they don't perform that well. If I do one a month, they're okay. But yeah, I've got heaps. I do collect them. You aren't into the importation and stuff. I handle all that shit when it comes to collection.
You just do it. Tell me how much I owe you.
My favourites are, Criterion is the one that everyone puts on the pedestal, but I feel like Eureka is better. I think Eureka puts out better movies, and their supplements are much better. Their packaging's the packaging's pretty on par. Eureka is probably my favorite one. Indicator Powerhouse is fantastic as well. They did those big box sets. Those box sets, the film noir ones I've got, where they like little fold out things with the books and all that shit. I've got a lot of Arrows as well. I do have a lot of Criterions. BFI as well do quite a few, but they never seem to go on special, and there's not a lot in it that I'm ever that interested in, but I do get a few of the BFI discs. Got a really great Akira Kurosawa samurai box set that they did. But yeah, I do buy them all. I just don't often show them in the videos, that's all. Yeah. But I can guarantee you there's a massive pile sitting right near me.
There's a few.
Right down there.
There's a
box
few dozen.
Yeah,
maybe
I'd
a couple
say
hundred.
So. Well, because last year they did all these sales, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy all these ones that I've been wanting to buy over the last however many years and just fucking splurged across like 3 or 4 sales on Eureka, Arrow, Criterion, and I'm up to date with pretty much all the ones I need now, other than the ones that are slowly keep coming out every month.
I don't know how you keep up with it all. Seriously.
I know what I need. I got my notes. They release maybe 5-6 titles a month, each of these labels, but there might only be one per bunch that I'm interested in every month, if that.
Okay.
And then I've just got a list of maybe like a dozen or half a dozen, and then 6 months later they'll go on special. So every 6 months I'll do like the sale, and then I'm caught up. But I'm caught up on all the back catalogue ones now, which is great.
Bloody hell.
So there you go. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, Ben Melsky,
Yeah.
who is a Patreon,
Yep.
asks Dave, with the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer out now, I want to ask, what is your favourite villain from any of the previous Spider-Man movies?
I have to go with Green Goblin.
It's exactly the same.
Willem Dafoe is just awesome.
Yep.
And I don't know, there's just something about that movie I was a kid. It's like the first
I enjoyed that
superhero movie I saw at a cinema. I actually remember talking about leaks and stuff. This was around the time where there were like a lot of bootleg VCDs going around. Oh, yeah. It was like camera, like people would sneak the camera into the cinema and film it, and then it would be like a CD, really shitty quality.
You get somebody standing up and walk.
You'd see people walk around, really pixelated. Like you can imagine, like really bad quality. That's the first time I saw Spider-Man. The first time it was on VCD.
Oh, God.
No bootlegging now. Don't support piracy or bootlegging or anything. It was just a weird relic of the early 2000s where everyone's like, oh, you can see these.
That was probably somebody gave that one to us.
Right, it would have been. We never bought. We never actually actively pirated or bought or downloaded or anything. No. Someone would have given it to us.
And I think I know who it was.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, like we're talking when the movie first came out.
Yeah.
So just one of those weird relics, and everyone had like a VCD of some kind of movie. Harry Potter was another one I remember. You could go to the market, the local market, and there would be a guy there with his open case of all these Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Oh, you can buy it now. And he would have like all these movies and stuff. I remember being like running over as a kid. I was like, oh, not quite understanding that how illegal it was and all this shit. Oh, look, hey, Mum, can you buy me Star Wars? No, keep walking. Keep walking. Well, it's still in cinemas. I can watch it at home. No, keep walking. Come on, keep going. But yeah, it was just the local market. This guy would just be there.
He got shut down.
I think he was the guy, wasn't he, at the time, who was supplying a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he got,
and supplying somebody we knew.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just very strange. Very strange times. But yeah, that's the first time I saw Spider-Man, but then did see it in the cinema and loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, yeah. Like
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, yeah.
Same here. Anthony Fisher, another Patreon.
Yes.
What are some of your favourite UK comedy TV series, both classic and modern?
Oh, good one. It's got to be the Gervais stuff.
Some others do have them.
Well, you like the old, Jesus, old crap. The crappy old.
Love Thy Neighbour. All totally.
Oh, yeah.
Politically
un-PC now.
Oh, yeah.
Another one I loved, if we talk about early British comedy, it was in the school, in the language school. Mind your language.
Yeah.
I fucking loved that. So good. Really. You watch it back now and it's really bad.
Oh, yeah. Exactly
very stereotypical characters. They are all foreigners who came to this language school.
Yeah.
Very,
The Office.
Yeah. So
that took us ages to get onto that, though, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it took us Well, we'd initially watched it and we're like, this is awful.
We
like, so cringy.
We couldn't watch it.
But it took us getting into the American one to understand what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of a weird way about doing it. But took us... The American one was obviously more accessible.
Yep.
The comedy was more accessible. It was less cringy, but you understood the character was a dick and you weren't necessarily supposed to like him. But he did have like this heart of gold, so you do like him. And that kind of makes you then understand what Gervais is doing in the original series,
right.
but on just a completely different level, where this guy is just totally cringy and you shouldn't like him, but you love him.
Yeah.
So the
just
Office,
about anything Gervais touched.
Oh, yeah, Derek.
Derek was fantastic.
Extras is great.
What was that? And that one he did recently? His wife had died.
Afterlife. Great. We watched Trying on Apple TV.
Trying's
Great
good,
British show.
Yeah.
I really liked Gavin and Stacey. I watched recently.
I haven't seen that.
Really good. Really
You
good.
watch overseas, didn't you?
Yeah, I got into it overseas because
I don't think we got it on here. It's on here.
ABC had it.
Right.
And it was like because they're ABC. Oh, because they did the reboot, like the Christmas special last year.
Okay.
And ABC replayed it, and then it goes on the iView but for like a month. But anyway, I was overseas, and Netflix has all the BBC stuff in the UK, so I watched that. Alan Partridge, I love as well. Steve Coogan's Alan Partridge.
Yeah.
All of his shows are great. I binged all of them while I was in the UK as well. All these like fake little talk shows. I can't remember what they're called.
The travel ones as well.
Travel ones.
What's it called? The travel he and
the Steve, not exactly Alan Partridge, but
Steve
the trip.
Coogan.
Yeah, the trip. Oh, fucking so good.
Yeah, the trip.
Yeah, the 3 or 4 seasons of that, loved it. Steve Coogan's great. Alan Partridge, so funny.
But I grew up on all the old British stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Love Thy Neighbour, On the Buses.
Something and Sons.
Some others still have them.
Steptoe
and Sons. The Goonies.
Yeah. Oh, there's one we just like the
Monty
top
Python.
of the chain. Yeah,
Monty Python. So yeah, all that sort of stuff. Loved it all.
There you go. I think we'll leave the rest of those questions for. Oh, let's take that one from
Walther. Yep,
we got to do that one, and then we'll round it out.
Walther, have you seen movies like?
Okay, so this is Walther Saucer, who sends in a bunch of movies once in a while.
Yeah, exactly right.
And we just got to say whether we've seen them
yes
or not.
Or no.
He says in this one that these are some of his favourite movies of all time.
Okay,
yeah.
Have you seen movies like Princess Monaco?
Mononoke.
Mononoke.
It's it's one of those Studio Ghibli films. I think the anime things. No.
Saving Private Ryan.
1 billion times. Yes.
7.
Yes.
Awesome film.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. No, I don't think we have actually.
I have.
This is an ongoing debate. No, where we debate this occasionally, and I don't think you have watched it. And we discovered recently, we looked over the synopsis, and you're like, oh yeah, maybe you haven't.
Was that the zombie one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have.
I don't think we have. I think we've seen bits of it on Tally when it's on, but we haven't actually watched it.
To Kill a Mockingbird?
Oh, no, because Hot Fuzz has zombies as well. And that's where the confusion was.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yes.
Fargo?
Yes.
Taxi Driver?
Oh, Taxi Driver. Oh, yeah, it's Robert De Niro.
Good.
I was thinking Taxi with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah.
No. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Yes.
Dead Poets Society? The Shining?
Yes.
Of course. Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Schindler's List?
Yeah.
It's on TV every 6 months.
It is, actually.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Her?
Yeah.
Terminator 1 and 2?
No, see, you should have read Groundhog Day out again.
Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Her?
No, so you should have said you don't get it.
No.
If that was me, I would have said Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day. There you
go. Terminator 1 and 2?
Yes.
Jumanji, the original?
Yes.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Love it. Maltese Falcon?
Yep.
Zodiac?
Yes.
Jerry Maguire?
Yes.
Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
Home Alone?
Yeah. Yeah,
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight trilogy?
Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Yep.
Back to the Future trilogy?
Yes.
About 1 million times.
Yeah.
Watchmen?
Yeah, once.
And Rocket Man?
Yes. So I've seen most of them.
There you go. These are some of my favourite movies of all time.
Thank you very much, Walther. And thanks everybody else for writing in. If you have any questions you want to ask, please write into daveleepod@gmail.com.
And we've got one left over.
I've got heaps left over.
Okay.
I've got heaps from. I do put a call out on YouTube on my YouTube channel every Friday, like Thursday or Friday, asking for questions. I've got heaps left over from last week. Sometimes I usually have enough to last me a couple of weeks. So too good.
We'll get to them.
Anyway, that is all we have time for today. It's a long show. Thanks for sticking with us. These, of course, go out every single Monday on all podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. The visual element is available to view on YouTube on the same day, but it goes out 2 days earlier to Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under if you'd like to go over there and support us for as little as $1 a month.
Only $1.
Only $1, pretty cheap.
$1.
Oh my god. The video pods, I don't know what that was. Don't forget the video pods are on a separate channel to the Dave Lee Down Under channel, so you can head over there. If you're watching right now, thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button, and you're at the end of the video, so you've watched it all. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to get all those stats up. If you're listening, if you're right into the show, you can shoot. Oh, you can find me at Dave Lee Down Under. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot me an email at daveleepod@gmail.com. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, we love the reviews and the ratings.
Good ones.
Only the good ones.
Don't like bad ones.
Don't like the bad ones. YouTube preview. It's pretty slow this week because I've been working on an evolution. So this week, the last week, the week past, it was just a bunch of cartoon news. The live-action Loud House movie's been announced. Get excited! It's like a Nickelodeon series that everyone fucking loves, and every time I do a Loud House movie video, it fucking blows 50,000 views on this.
I know nothing
I
of
know
it.
nothing about it. Other people love it, but I keep making the videos, and they love it. I probably should have reviewed the movie. They did a movie on Netflix a few weeks ago. Didn't do it. Didn't have time. Doesn't matter. So anyway, I did a little video on that. There's a first look at Netflix's Cowboy Bebop live action as well, and my review for the latest episode of Marvel's What If, and the last one I'll be doing. This week, though, on the channel, we'll be launching the Elmer Fudd Cartoon Evolution. Ooh! Finally got around to Elmer Fudd. Voice Evolution, too, I'll probably work on.
Driving in my car.
Yeah, it's the Robin Williams version, yeah. The Voice Evolution. I'll probably have the Voice Evolution up as well. I'm going to have a Blu-ray update this week. People hate it when you talk over people on podcasts. They hate that. And I get it all the time. Don't talk over each other. Blu-ray update this week, probably. I will most likely have a review for the Amazon Cinderella film. We'll see how we go with that. Also, I did a great collaboration with a YouTube channel called The Simpsons Theory, who are also just bordering on 100,000 subscribers at the moment. But they do some really great, like, Simpsons videos shit. It's great, like, little videos on the characters and theories and Simpsons Theory. And Lydia, who runs the channel, reached out to me and asked me to do a collab with her. So I've done like a little section of one of her upcoming videos, which goes up this week, I believe. I think on the 29th. I won't say what the video is because I don't know if she's announced it or anything. But she's awesome and the channel is fantastic. Head over, check it out. There will be a video that I'm collabing. Her video that goes up this week is the one that I've collabed on her with. So I'm excited for that and excited to see how it's come out. And other than that, thanks to old mate Rick for joining me once again.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
guys, for listening, watching, whatever.
Time to go.
And go Bombers.
Oh, yeah, we're in the finals this week.
Yeah, finals this week. We probably might win one, but that's all we need to win.
Yep.
Break that hoodoo.
Yep. All right. Peace out. See you later, guys.
Take care. Stay safe.